like replacement, or a more naturally left wing back still has to make do with a place on the substitutes bench for York City. So Pearce is over the ball. He gets ready to get this game underway. The referee just checks everything's okay. That's the whistle, and Pearce lays it off to Greg Ollie in the centre circle. He gives it to Alex Hunt. Cross to Fagan Walcott now on this right hand side of the back three to Ash Palmer. Palmer, long ball down the centre of the field onto the head of Parks. Let's see what's going on here now with Hartlepool. On the left hand side, Jermaine Francis has come across to the left. Through the centre, it's Charman with Da Costa on the right hand side. Late challenge in the centre circle there. Ollie goes down holding his stomach high boot, and York City get given a free kick. Ollie Pearce already in the ear of the referee saying that was a high foot and possibly should be a yellow card, but this early in the game, very unlikely that is going to be the case. Ollie is pulled to his feet, and the game will get back underway in a second. Interesting that Hartlepool have gone without an out-and-out striker today.
Yeah, I think they're trying to sort of think about the transition, and looks like them three are going to be lively, so I think when they win the ball they'll be looking to get it into them early. I'm just having a look to see how they're set up.
Felix, ball into the box, onto the head of Palmer, who was up. Headed clear, though, by Hartlepool. Not particularly well on this near side. Miley comes across to Francis. Francis picked up by Joe Felix. If you had a transition down on your Mikey Morton bingo card, you got it there in the first 30 seconds. So well done, Mikey.
Cheers for that.
Boateng to the left-hand side to Newby. Newby round the corner, looking for Ollie. Ollie didn't expect it. Hits his heels, actually. And Hartlepool are going to come away with it on that right-hand side. Back it goes to one of the full-back, and it is a back four here for Hartlepool United.
Yeah, it's going to just be interesting to see how they deal with Gray and Ollie Gregg in them half spaces, so we'll see how they set up and see if they can deal with that four-man midfield again.
Boateng works his way back to Palmer, and Palmer gives it back to Harrison Mayle. You've had an interesting week being on Monday Night Football with your tactical analysis.
Yeah, it was a great day. I was shattered. It was all day though. Right behind the scenes, everybody working the socks off, but really good experience, and obviously spending the day with Cara, and then it was good to also meet Big Dunk Ferguson. So
was that Carragher's analysis or your analysis delivered by Carragher?
A bit of both. He does all the hard work. We just spruce it up with a few animations.
Boateng in the centre of the park for York City, under pressure, but he lays it off with that left foot. He is all left-footed, of course, here on Boateng, so tries to keep it away from his right, which can be his downfall at times, I suppose, but I think he's done all right at the start of his tenure at York City. One of those players that doesn't get involved too much. You don't really see what he's doing lots of the time, but does a decent job at the base of that midfield. Fagan Walcott wins the throw-in on this near side for York City. Felix halfway inside the Hartlepool United half. Back it goes to Palmer. Palmer going to lay it off on this right-hand side to Gray, who's come deep. No boos there from the former Hartlepool United player that I heard.
Yeah, it just looks like they're going to allow York to have the ball and be patient in their defensive structure.
Of course, his fee went to a tribunal. I think Hartlepool United wanted £100,000. The suggestion is, whether it's true or not, from what we're hearing from a couple of Hartlepool people earlier on, that I think City want to pay £40,000. The tribunal set that fee as £60,000.
That's just due to all the compensation of being here from under 23, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, and tribunals, you never get what, as a selling club, what you want. Long ball over the top, looking for Felix around the back of the penalty area. He can pull it back into the middle to Pearce. Back to goal, and he backheels it past the post. Under pressure from Coogan. Felix there, if he'd have got it under control first time, was in on that right-hand side and could have had a shot across the face of goal.
Yeah, great movement from Felix there. Just gets him beyond. And I'm just wondering why Ollie Gregg didn't give the call to Pearce, because it's literally just lining up for him just to put the ball in the bottom corner. But Pearce obviously being clever. He's tried to backheel it with his back to goal. But I think Gregg was in a great position there just to swat that home. Well, good start there.
Evans gets his first touch, clears onto the head of Boateng, nodded forward again in the centre of the park by Sharon. Appeals for handball against Ash Palmer, nothing given. Kitchen's able to clear his lines. Asking a lot of Joe Felix there, though, was Mark Kitchen. Into touch it goes in their defensive third. Parks comes across and leaves it for Bezat Topolodge, the former Bromley man, to take the throw in.
Then we got excited there because we got Felix in before. We tried to do it again straight away. He wasn't in position, bless him.
Topolodge down the line. His left wrist all bandaged up, the former Bromley man. Palmer hooks that clear. Coogan scuffs his clearance, but it falls kindly for Miley. Miley lays it off onto the right hand side to Jay Ben. He plays it long down that right hand side, looking for Da Costa, and Da Costa will get there. Good tackle from Kitchen once more. Ball falls again to Miley, the former Newcastle youngster. Back it goes to Ben, and he wins the throw-in on the far side of the field, just to the right hand side of the York City dugout. 0-0 BBC Radio York.
That was the first time they got a chance to play forward, and you could see where to put it. Just drops it in behind the wing back to try pull Kitchen out, so it'll be interesting to see if that's a bit of a trend through the game.
Sharman gets across into the box. Fagan Walcott gets fortunate with his clearance, hits the Hartlepool man, and it rebounds out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was close, that. Just caught us out down that right-hand side. Got good bodies around the ball just to force the mistake, but just need to stay switched on there.
Stuart Maynard's talked about that a couple of times already since he came, about the gaps that City sometimes left at the back when those wing-backs do get forward. Do you think that is something that opposition will try and exploit?
Yeah, they would do. You do.
City giving it away here. Charman on the left-hand side, in on goal. Tight angle, takes the shot. Good block by Fagan Walcott. Have to have a look back at the replay to see exactly what happened and who gave that away. But first corner kick of the game goes to Hartlepool United.
We just got sloppy on playing out from what I saw, and it looked like the pass detail was wrong, but soon as they won the ball, they could play it straight into the forward who got into the box. Did we get a block on there? We did. Got a last minute block. We were lucky there. We're just sloppy there in the build up.
So it's Mail with the goal kick on the right hand side of his 6-yard box, gives it to Palmer, he gets it back, does Mail, and then Mail clears straight. It's a scuffed clearance straight to a Hartlepool man, and then they come forward, and a massive gap behind Fagan Walker, who does well to get back in position. Corner comes in, good header clear for City. I think it was Kitchen, all the way back up to halfway, and they're forced all the way back to their goalkeeper, to the boos and disappointment of the home crowd. He clears down this left hand side. Has that gone straight into touch? It has, for a York City throw-in.
Yeah, going back to what you mentioned earlier about the spacing behind the wing backs, it is something that as a manager against that you will try to exploit it, because you're trying to drag the full backs out the central area. Now when you're playing a back three, you have to make sure that you stay connected as a back three, and you can see it because they're still going through the, getting used to this way of playing, that the centre halves are divided a bit too far at times.
Fagan Walcott back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mail, gives it to Kitchen to Boateng to Palmer this right hand side once more to Fagan Walcott, round the corner to Gray to Fagan Walcott. He plays it down the line looking for Felix, intercepted by Topolodge, thrown to York on halfway. 0-0 BBC Radio York, 7 minutes gone in this 12:30 kick-off. Harrogate Town not in action today. They're at home to Crewe on Monday night. That's an 8 o'clock kick-off. Of course, you'll hear coverage of that game on BBC Radio York. Scarborough Athletic, I think they're at Kings Lynn this afternoon. That'll be our coverage, the 3 o'clock game that we will bring you across all of our frequencies and on BBC Sounds. Felix takes the throw-in back to Gray. There were a few boos there for Gray as he's nudged off the ball by Charman. Referee gives York City the free kick. Charman waves his finger at the referee as if to suggest that wasn't a free kick, but I'm sure it was. And City will have the ball tight against this right hand side touchline that Fagan Walcott will get ready to take. Takes it back to Ash Palmer. 81333 on the text, as it always is. Start your message with the word York if you want to get in touch with us. 08000 321 333. Again, start your message with the word York on WhatsApp at BBC York Sport. Pete will read through all of your comments at half time and at full time before we start previewing that Scarborough Athletic match. That's a long ball downfield. Parks comes across to head clear, and he finds Topolodge. He will find it on this left hand side, but I think he's run that into touch. He has. That was sloppy from the left back there, and York City have a throw in 10 yards over halfway. It remains 0-0, Mikey Morton.
Yeah, it was interesting there because the last couple of minutes Hartlepool had just started to high press, but if you look at their back line, we've got that extra player, so I think it was the right decision that time to play a little bit longer. So I think we just got to be switched on there because it looks like they're trying to press with a 3 in the last couple of minutes.
City make 15 yards downfield. Another throw in that Felix takes back to Fagan Walcott. Could have swung in across if he wants to. Still can. They've not tried to close him down. In it comes now. Parks heads clear. On the edge of his area under a little bit of pressure from Pearce. Boateng. Gray. Pearce, edge of the area, tries to turn. Gives it back to Boateng. He'll send it out to the left-hand side. Newby, we've not seen really so far in an attacking sense. He comes in field. Edge of the penalty area. Lays it off back to Boateng. He got it on his right foot, but he needs to switch it immediately to his left. Gives it back on the left to Kitchen. Will get a cross in, and it comes now into the middle. Pearce is having his shirt pulled. They haven't cleared here, Hartlepool, and then Pearce is not nudged off the ball. The defender had the ball there. Pearce goes to ground. Fair challenge. Referee quite rightly waves away the penalty appeals, but City have it again in midfield. Hunt, lovely ball through to Gray. He'll send it first time round the corner to Felix. Just didn't have enough on the pass from Gray there. He asked a lot of Felix, and then Gray comes across and fouls his man on this right, and that'll be a free kick to Hartlepool United. There are promising signs when City come forward, especially when you consider that Hartlepool have been really solid defensively this season.
Yeah, you can see that they're just dropping right off when York exchange a couple of passes there, but I don't know, I'd have to have a walk on the pitch, but it looks like the pitch is playing slow. like that pass there, it looked like it was the right pass, but it just seemed to slow down because of the pitch.
They did water the pitch though.
Did they?
Before, yeah, because there was a guy stood on the sprinkler continuously making sure it turned around to water all parts of the pitch. The water was out now. There's been a clash of heads here. Palmer and I think it's Charman on this left-hand side, both gone to ground. Charman looks as though he may have come off the worst. Both physios are being called on here, and they will both receive treatment, and once they have received treatment, both sides will be down to 10 men. Palmer's got up on his feet, but
just saying, going back to the previous side, when we've got them pinned in there, you see where Newby got on the ball in a 1v1, and he shifts on the inside. The first thing I'm thinking, get your shot off, and then he plays it across. Now I understand that they're trying to get control and they're trying to keep them pinned in, but I just want to see the mindset of the attackers just wanting to score goals. You know, I'd rather have strikers or forward players where you have to tell them to calm down, you know, where they're constantly looking to go for goal. And I think he had an opportunity there to cut in and get a shot off early. Instead, he played it to Boateng to one side, and then we were looking to play the ball in.
So Palmer has his bit of treatment. He looks as though he's going to be fine, but as the referee says, you've got to come off. And he just has a word with both of them. They're both off now, and he says to them, stay there, please. 30 seconds of tap of the hands between the two players. Two players going for the same ball. Accidental collision. They're both having a bit of a laugh and a joke about it. They're going to be fine. So the play will get back underway, and we'll have 30 seconds of 10 versus 10 with an uncontested drop ball at the back for Fagan Walcott. He gives it to Boateng. Boateng to the left-hand side to Newby.
It's a good job from the both positions here. Same positions there. So a defender against an attacker. So they're just going to come back on the pitch in the same area, which is good.
City have it in possession in middle of the field. Boateng forward round the corner, it goes Molly. That's a nice ball to Newby. Newby hugging the left hand touchline, will now come in field. Now he gets towards the penalty area, goes to the byline, gets the deflection, it comes off Newby last. That'll be a goal kick.
That was good play, really good play. Good little ball from I don't know who played the ball into Ollie, but great little ball, and he just spun it round the corner first time. And to be fair, I thought it was the right thing from Newby. That time he's tried to go down the outside and get a cross in. What we're doing is we're just seeing what he does next time he gets on the ball.
Goal kick then for the home team. Neither goalkeeper yet called into action. It was Boateng who played it into Ollie.
Was it? Yeah, great little ball.
Down the line it goes. Charman beats Palmer to it, and Palmer's pulled Charman to ground here. The referee hasn't given the decision. Charman has it, takes on the shot from 25 yards, and it's easy for Harrison Mayle. He catches and then bowls it out to Newby, who's got some space on that left.
Good run.
Down the line it goes to Ollie. Coogan follows him over there. Ollie goes back into midfield to Boateng. Boateng once more to Kitchen, and City will start again at the back with Palmer just outside his penalty area. Fagan Walcott. Back it goes to the former Stockport man, Palmer.
Well done. Good
Lovely
play.
ball into Ollie, who's dropped deep and finds a huge pocket of space. He can now drive forward. Out it goes to Newby once more. Newby towards the edge of the penalty area, gets a cross in, deflects. Parks gets there first. Not a great clearance. The clearance is completed, but only as far as Hunt. Back it goes to Boateng. Boateng once more to Ollie. They've left him in space again on that left-hand side. Ollie puts the cross into the middle. Goalkeeper dives, hits the York City player, and they just can't force it over the line. It was Ollie. He wasn't expecting it. Hunt now on the edge of the penalty area. Hartlepool now get everyone back. They've looked susceptible from crosses of Hartlepool in the opening quarter of an hour here, but it's still 0-0. Boateng to Palmer. Just wasn't aware, was he, Greg Ollie?
No, and to be fair, he was the one who created all that just by his positioning. This is where like the box shape does work, because they're getting caught in between whether the fullbacks need to step in with him or hold the shape. And to be fair, he picked up some great positioning. His timing's good. Just didn't react quick enough in around the box just to get that pass into the net.
Hunt to Felix. Felix down the line for Gray. Under hit though. Gray's going to get there. Gray goes back, but instead ends up handing over possession to Francis, and Felix wins it off him. Referee, the linesman says it's going to have to throw the York City throw in. Felix takes it to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott to the edge of the area, can't get a cross in. Cleared by Miley. Palmer will win that header. Felix has it once more. Round the corner to Fagan Walcott. Back once more to Joe Felix. Little back heel from him to Fagan Walcott to Boateng. Boateng under pressure from Francis, but he works a bit of room and gives it to Kitchen. York City seeing quite a lot of the ball here, most of the play in the Hartlepool half of the field.
Yeah, really good 5 minutes here. Dominating the ball. But not just dominating the ball, they're looking to be progressive as well. I know just a little mistake there, but Hartlepool are caught in between at the moment on what to do out of possession.
Yeah, agree with the little ball around the corner. Just got a little bit too much on it, asked too much of Joe Felix, and it is a throw in.
The pitch isn't playing quick here though. The pitch looks like it's playing slow to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if the grass is too long or what. I'd have to have a walk on.
Yeah, it looks quite nice from up here, doesn't it? But maybe it is. I know they've had issues over the years with the pitch here, especially in recent times. But you would expect a decent surface at this time of the year.
Yeah, I think it's flat, but it just looks like the grass is probably long because it isn't moving quick when you watch it.
Thankfully, it's not raining at the minute.
No, keep that away.
Yeah, and the wind seems to have dropped as well from what we experienced first thing this morning, especially when I was leaving home at around about 8 o'clock this morning. Boateng. No one tries to stop him putting the ball forward. Down the centre it goes. Goalkeeper's able to come and gather. He's asking an awful lot there of Joe Gray.
He was, but again, it's asking a question of their back line. So Gray making the run between the centre-back and the full-back and just trying to play the ball over the top. Now, you don't necessarily have to get it, but what it does is they're going to be aware of that next time. Then if they narrow off, you'll be able to play around them.
Charman couldn't make anything of that. Hunt has it and gives it back to Kitchen. Do you expect to see players tiring later on with both these sides playing on Wednesday night?
I think it'll all depend on the energy and how they're feeling.
Ollie to edge of the area. Felix into the box. Gray back to goal. Lays it back off to Greg Ollie. Ollie tries to feed Gray through.
Nice.
Tight angle, can shoot.
Yes.
Goalkeeper saves with his foot. And it's come out and its clearance is completed by Hartlepool. That was a decent chance for York City. I think if Gray could have lifted it, that would have found the back of the net. Now Hartlepool on the counter. He wanted it on this near side. Did Francis see him stop running and put his arm up in the air because it went to Charman? He's possibly correct, but he didn't provide anything in the middle, and then Charman ended up gifting away possession back to York City. 0-0 it remains.
Great
after
play
15
there,
minutes.
I love that from Greg Ollie. Gets on the half turn and he plays a little disguised pass with the outside of foot for Gray to run in. And if we're to be critical, I think Gray's got a score there.
Hunt.
Great play from Ollie.
Down this right hand side, looking for Gray, and the ball comes off Gray as Parks heads it onto him. Gray takes a quick throw in, but he must have known that came off him. It was clear for us. Pierce again is arguing.
I think
with
he was just trying to trick the fourth official out.
Pierce, it's definite, Ollie. It was a definite Hartlepool throw. He has a big smile with the crowd beneath us.
He's just trying to play games.
Yeah, they're pretty vociferous, these Hartlepool fans down here. Near where we're sitting, thankfully at the back of the stand away from them, so we're in safe territory. I think.
Palmer, well done.
Charman down this left hand side looking for Francis. Francis on his bike and he's going to get it. He would run at Ash Palmer, I think he will. Francis, he does, into the box. Palmer's not closing down. Francis cuts in field, gets past him, edge of the area to Charman. He can have a shot on his left foot, does, shoots. Harrison Mail dives away to his right hand side and saves it, and Felix completes the clearance for City. Charman actually should have shot earlier than that, but he wanted it on his left foot.
Yeah, that's that pass we was on about though. So they've won the ball and they've played it behind Walcott, which then Palmer's had to come all the way out and defend in a wide area, and it's not his key attributes to being 1v1 Jules out there.
Not against the pacey winger.
Yeah, luckily though, if you saw, Hunt came out and doubled up, which forced the ball to go to the edge of the box. So, you know, good recovery at the end, but you can see that that's their that game plan at the moment, to try just playing behind the wing backs.
Topolodge on this near side to Daly, former Harrogate Town man. Not mentioned his name too often in the opening stages here. Sharon. He has to go back to Parks.
First time they've had a couple of passes, a little bit of control.
Good tackle from Kitchen, but they keep hold of it to the home side and the far side of the field in front of the Grayson, the manager. Kitchen.
Brilliant from Kitchen.
Now there's a nice one too. Down the line it goes to Newby. Newby into the penalty area. Needs to pick out a red shirt in the middle. Oh, almost fell to Gray. It's going to fall to Felix on the edge of the box. Edge of the D. He takes on the shot. Blocked immediately. Good defending once more from Hartlepool. And Francis does well to get back in position. Goes to ground under pressure. And the referee gives the decision. A little bit soft, but there are no real complaints from Joe Felix.
I've liked the balance down that side, the left hand side. I think from the previous games that I've been at, all the attacks come from this right hand side. But I think Kitchen there stepping in, playing to Ollie and Newby, I think there's some really good balance down that side. It's good to see us causing problems down there.
No, I'd agree.
They've looked lively down there. Good start.
Topolodge down this near side. Daly tries to spread the ball. That's a lovely ball for De Costa. Can he get through on goal? Past Kitchen, he can't. Kitchen comes across really well and he gets his foot on the ball and it goes through to Harrison Mill despite the appeals from the crowd, but not the Hartlepool United players. Great challenge from Mark Kitchen.
Yeah, again, that ball though, so that they're trying to get in behind the wing backs, and I think Newby just switched off slightly. But to be fair, credit to the Hartlepool player, it was a real flat ball and you could see Kitchen couldn't quite judge the height of the ball, but good recovery, got his body back across and got the touch in. He's been a great signing, this Kitchen.
He has. Hunt, centre of the midfield, not a great first touch, but it falls kindly for Fagan Walcott. Still 0-0, BBC Radio York, 18 minutes gone. Felix. Back it goes once more to Fagan Walcott. City start again through Palmer.
See, it's open on that far left-hand side again here. The full-back doesn't know whether to mark Ollie or Newby.
He goes to Newby. Newby will come forward. De Costa didn't really want to go back towards his own goal there with Newby, but he does enough to force Newby to play it back to Kitchen. Kitchen to Boateng. Boateng gives it to Gray. Gray on this right-hand side. Now he's going to be closed down and lays it off to Felix. He goes back to Fagan Walcott. They're quite happy for York City to put crosses into the box here, knowing that they've only got Ollie Pearce really in the middle and no one's trying to cut out the cross. Felix now, and it comes the cross. Can't be pulled back, and Newby gets his shot. Good save by the goalkeeper. Straight to Ollie. Good double save. Ollie probably should have scored. Flag stays down. Gray in the penalty area. Wasn't aware of his surroundings. Gives it back to Boateng. City should have scored there. And it comes down from Boateng. Headed clear by Coogan. Mikey Morton, your thoughts?
Yeah, they look really shaky. I know they're allowing the crosses to go in, but they're not defending the box well. But it was a great ball in from Felix on this side. And Newby just took it as the ball sat up, which is a hard finish, just guides it towards the corner. Keeper pulls off a good save. Then Greg Ollie's there just to tap it in, but I think the keeper smothered it quite quickly.
Again, he's got to lift it.
Yeah, it is. But it happens so quick, and I reckon probably 3 or 4
Palmer
games.
with a short back pass. Mail has to come racing out of his area, and as well, to be fair to both of them, and he clears downfield. Into touch it goes for a throw-in. You can carry on, Mikey.
No, I just think probably if he's match sharp, he probably scores that. But again, good play.
Yep, City have had the best 2 chances of this game. Hartlepool calling Harrison Mail into 1 save so far. But City just about edging it. And as Mikey says, they probably should have scored at least one of those opportunities that they've had. Across this near side it comes again. Topolodge at the back. Under pressure in his own penalty area from Felix and Pearce. Topolodge still got it. And he lays it off to Coogan, who does now have a bit of space to give it on the right hand side to Ben. Does well. Good play between the two. Ben continues his run forward. They find Sharman into midfield. Daly. Now Ben 2-on-1. They're around the back here. Surely they've got to create a chance here. Oh, what a terrible cross from Ben. Allowed Fagan Walcott to cut it out. He should have carried on with it into the box and eliminated Fagan Walcott. What a let off for York City that is, and terrible decision making by Hartlepool United.
To be fair, that was great play. I mean, there's times when you go and press, and York got the press right. It was just all one touch combination down that right hand side. Took all the press out, and they got the 2v1 in. I don't know why he's played it so early. He should have travelled with the ball to try get himself in a better shooting position, or commit the centre back there. But we've got away with one there. But if I'm honest, it was just good play all around there.
It was a brilliant move until that final bit. The decision making was awful.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not took the touch into the box, and then the keeper, and was it Walcott who was there? Yeah. So he's got to ask a question of them. But because he's played it too early, Walcott's got himself positioned between the two. So
it was a terrible ball as well. Because Walcott's actually run past it and he back heels it away.
Yeah, I think Grayson will be disappointed with that, because listen, if they'd have scored that, I'd have been like, well done. That's a great goal.
Throw in, far side of the field for York City that Kitchen takes. Referee just goes across and has a bit of a fiddle of the ball. Check it's got the right pressure. He decides we can continue with that football, and it goes to Fagan Walcott in the centre circle. Now to Felix. Chances at both ends, or opportunities at both ends. Despite Hartlepool only conceding 8 goals so far this season, they do look vulnerable at the back, but so too does City on the 2 or 3 real attacks with purpose that Hartlepool have had in the opening 23 minutes. Long ball downfield. Felix is round the back here, and he's going to get there before Topolodge. Edge of the penalty area. Joe Felix trying to turn the former Bromley man. Gives it to Hunt. Hunt round the corner to Gray. Tackle comes in on Gray, and it's going to be kept in field, is it? No, goes out for a York City throw-in that Felix will come across to take. 0-0. Halfway point of this first half. Listen to BBC Radio York. Felix goes back to Fagan Walcott. Now it's given to Boateng. Fagan Walcott. Back again to Ash Palmer. Palmer through the centre circle.
Good pass again.
Nice pass to Ollie, who's found a bit of space. Ollie can then come forward inside left into the penalty area. No one's closing down. Ollie to Pearce in the box. It's just a little bit crowd out there. Tackle comes in on Pearce. It's going to fall to Newby. He gives it to Felix for the shot. Blocked. Oh no, fresh air shot. No, it's going to be shot. Into it goes. It's been scored. Newby puts it over the line. They couldn't keep it out. That's the goal that York City had thought they'd have before now. They finally do get the goal. It's probably the goal they deserve. Hartlepool United 0. York City 1. Alex Newby with his 4th of the season.
Yeah, great play again there. See the Palmer just put his foot on the ball, and then Ollie just slipped into the space in the midfield, receives the ball behind the lines, and then he drove with the ball, committed, got the ball into us. I thought Pearce should have scored, to be fair. I think he just took a touch, and then it just scrambled around the box for a little bit, and then Newby stepped onto it and finished it. Almost cleared off the line, but you could see from us it was clearly over the line.
Yeah, it was over the line. Yeah, it definitely was over the line. They just couldn't get it. They had so many bodies back there. There's a little bit of pinball, actually. It hits one defender on the line, goes over the line, hits another one before he's able to clear. So, yeah, Newby gets given the goal, his 4th of the season, and so far it's looking like an inspired choice to play him at left wing back.
Yeah, just saying before, like the balance on that side seems a little bit better. You've got Kitchen who's your left footer, you've got Greg Ollie who's really bright. You can see him. I think he's been controlling that midfield and them lines, but what a pass from Palmer, by the way. You know, not many people have seen that, but he's played a perfect pass through into him. But what I like about Newby, he's done a little bit of everything. He's gone the outside, tried to cross, he's come on the inside. The only thing I was critical of him earlier on was just trying to get a shot off, and then he's just gone and done that now. So really good start down that side for York City, and I think they've deserved that, to be fair.
I agree, they have deserved it. They've been the better side. Coogan. I'm just surprised how shaky defensively Hartlepool look.
Yeah, just looking at them there, they're not setting up early enough to defend the crosses. I mean, everybody knows that Grayson has a really good organised side wherever he's been. But I'm just surprised that they're allowing the ball to come in, but they're not set and they're not getting first or second contact.
They're missing Cam John, of course, and the goalkeeper. I don't think the goalkeepers, you can really... That's had too much to do with what we've seen so far. Possibly Cam John. It means they've had to go to a back 4. They have played a back 4 at times this season, but generally they try and play a back 3.
Yeah,
maybe that has disrupted them a little bit.
Yeah, that can. Obviously you're losing the decent keeper as well from Hull. Is it Harvey? You got Cam John out there, and if they've been playing a back 3,
Felix cross into the box, flicks off the head of a defender and goes across the far side to Newby. We'll come back to that in a second, Mikey. Newby plays it back to Kitchen, who'll put the cross in first time. Good. Onto the head of Gray. It's going to fall to Ollie. Yes. Shot blocked. A post for handball, and it's a penalty. York City.
Yes.
Ollie, I think he's slightly unfortunate there is Max Coogan, because it's been blasted at him from about a yard away, but the referee immediately, City appealed straight away, the referee gave it straight away, and York City have yet another penalty.
Well, that just goes back to what we were saying. The ball goes down the left-hand side. They don't defend the box well enough. But like you were saying there, if they have been playing with a back 3, doing a lot of training on that in terms of defending the box, they can be all over the place. They do look all over the place when York City get the ball wide.
Just going to watch it again here. Cross comes in, first time, comes off for the defender. Oh, it's very unfortunate. He is literally on top of him, is Coogan, and he sort of turns away with his hands at his side. I'm not even sure you can say they're raised. It does hit his hand. York City get given the decision. They've got one there. I think you'd be very, very unhappy if that was given against your side. So Pearce has a chance to score his 8th goal of the season, his 6th penalty if this goes in. Everyone lines up on the edge of the box.
Come on, son.
There's the whistle. Right-footed, Ollie Pearce, and he blasts it over the bar. He's missed another one. He looks immediately down at the penalty spot. You might say justice has been done, but that was a poor spot kick from York City's leading marksman. It stays 1-0.
It looked like his left foot went from underneath him. That might have been me being too nice, but it did look like his left foot just went from underneath him. I don't know. I have to see it again. Really disappointed. What else?
Goal kick then. It looks like it went way over the bar as well on first viewing.
And I think that's what he was doing. I know it's easy to look down at the penalty spot when you've missed it, but I'd have to see it again.
Yeah, it's a good 6 inches over the bar. It's gone down the centre of the goal, gone for the roof of the net again. Hartlepool now come forward, down the York City right. Cross comes into the box. Newby's back out there, helping out defending, and it's Kitchen who clears. So what an opportunity that was for York City to take a 2-0 lead. Not a great headed clearance there by Coogan, but Ollie can't make anything of it this time, and Hartlepool feed it all the way back to their goalkeeper. It's a cracking game.
Yeah,
City lead by just the 1 goal.
I think this is just where York just need to take the sting out of the game a little bit and maybe just have a look after the ball for 2 or 3 minutes, because their crowd are up now a little bit, and then they've just had a good attack as well straight after the penalty. So just take the sting out of the game for a couple of minutes, have a few passes.
Palmer to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott plays it down the line, takes a nick off Hartlepool man, does it? No, referee says no, taken quickly on the multi-ball, and the referee's going to pull Hartlepool back here. They're not happy with that. He's saying they took it from the wrong place as his get out of jail card, but not sure.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I mean, credit to them because they went quick on the throw-in, and Palmer was in a 1v1 in the box there. I think it was a good 10-15 metres further up the pitch.
Top Lodge has done well there to turn Gray. Free kick given. 2 balls on the field. So Hartlepool United 0, York City 1. Ollie Pearce has missed his second penalty of the season. Free kick to Hartlepool, and their first set piece from this sort of distance that they've had in this match. Just the one corner so far that the home team had. Free kick about to come into the box from Ben. It's a deep one. In fact, it doesn't even reach the box. It's blown away by the little gust of wind, and Palmer's able to clear. That's a bit of a waste. Now they send it forward down this left-hand side. Can they try and do something on this one? Ben allowed to get across the edge of the box. Da Costa takes on the shot, and it goes behind, and Hartlepool will have a second corner kick.
Yeah, just lapse in concentration there from Felix when it went to step onto the ball to intercept it, and it just went underneath his foot, and then they got a little 2v1 down the side and pulled it to the edge of the box. Looked like a good strike, to be fair, from Gonzalez.
Ben to the edge of the box once more to Da Costa. No one's closing down. He takes a shot on, and he scores. Oh, he doesn't. Brilliant save from Mayle, diving away to his left-hand side. We were following that all the way. Suddenly Harrison Mayle appeared from behind a load of bodies, virtually out of nowhere. But why did they give him all that time to get the shot in from the edge of the box? No one closed him down, Mikey.
We just didn't get organised quick enough on the set play, and that falls on from the throw-in as well. So they're looking to play quickly on the set plays. They've got him on the edge of the box free. He's gone in on his right foot, even though he's predominantly left-footed.
Now City,
I don't think Harrison's seen that till late on either.
City on the break. Gray can't do anything, and now they're in Hartlepool. Long ball downfield. It's through, 1-on-1. Gets shot on goal, and it deflects. Brilliant. Ash Palmer, last-ditch defending, threw himself in front of Francis, who thought he had ages, and it took a little nick off his heels and bounced up kindly into the arms of Harrison Mayle, who bowls it out immediately. Felix downfield. Gray round the back at the edge of the penalty area, end to end. He goes to ground looking for the free kick. Nothing's going to be given, and Hartlepool have it once more.
It's the same ball again. It's the same ball. They've won the ball and played it down this right-hand side early, and they've got themselves in another 1v1 situation.
Daly, Charman's got in round the back again on this left-hand side. Charman pulls it back to the edge of the box, and it goes behind a Boateng. Another corner kick to Hartlepool. They've upped the pressure since that penalty miss.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to play forward quickly, and it's that ball just playing it down the side where we're trying to drag out Palmer.
I'm not sure Joe Felix knows where he's supposed to be lots of the time as well. He's having a word with the referee about something or other, but you're right, it's behind where Joe Felix would be because he's pushed up so far on this right-hand side. Fagan Walcott's having to come across, and it's going in behind him.
Well, just looking at Charman, because Charman likes to play off this side. They've gone again 2v1.
They've gone short. No one's come across. Da Costa with a cross into the box, headed clear by Gray. Across the far side it goes.
Felix is still pointing. He doesn't know.
Oh, that's a terrible cross from Sharon. Mayle is able to come and gather unopposed in the 6-yard box.
They need to sort the set play out here. You can see Felix is asking who he's picking up.
Oh, look at this. No one's tracked Felix. Mayle downfield from the goal kick, out of his hands, down this right-hand side. Felix. They are not interested, Hartlepool, in stopping crosses into the box here. They've gone back to Gray instead. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I can't work it out. Both teams going for it here, though. It's exciting.
It's a good game. It's like Forest Green in a way last week, but with a little bit less quality. Fagan Walcott gives it back infield to Hunt. Hunt goes back to Palmer. City still lead by a 1-0. Could be so much better with that penalty, of course, but it could be a little bit worse because Hartlepool have had chances. Pearce sends it out to the left-hand side. I think he's got too much on that, though, and it's going to be allowed to run into touch by Ben. It does.
Yeah, I just thought they were going to have a couple more passes on the ball there and just, take it out of this crowd because they're getting a little bit lively now, aren't they?
They are. Throw in the right back position that Ben takes down the line. Flicked around the corner by Daly.
Again, he
gets it back off Charman. Daly tries to feed it through on the right to Francis. Fagan Walcott, though, he's been dragged across. First touch lets him down. It means Francis can get back on the ball, but then Fagan Walcott does so well on that left-hand side, and Boateng's back out helping as well, and York City will win the throw-in.
Yeah, you can see why they've started with these three. Without the experienced striker who's not as mobile as they're just looking at when in the transition, getting the ball, getting it into them three. And at times they've been lively. I think we've dealt with them majority of the time, but it's just every now and again that little ball down the side, and we don't look comfortable when Palmer gets dragged out. But there's nothing else he can do. He's got to go and engage on them types of balls.
12 minutes to go until the break. Hartlepool United 0, York City 1. Here on BBC Radio York. Kitchen with the throw in down the line, up to halfway, headed clear by Ben. Charman does well, lays it off into midfield to Francis. On this left-hand side, Da Costa takes on the shot from 25 yards, but he can't keep it down. It goes into the York City fans behind the goal.
Yeah, another good little bit of play. Charman's a bit of a handful, actually.
This is the way that I don't want to say they're cutting through York City, because I don't think they're cutting through, but the amount of opportunities they're having to get towards that York City penalty area and get shots in on goal is very reminiscent of Braintree. City are too open at times under Maynard so far, aren't they?
It's just the system of play. Like I've said this before, when you play a 3-4-3, you've got your pros and cons like any system, but when you're playing against a system like this, you can be vulnerable, especially with the right personnel up against you in terms of dealing with space. But you go back to when they played against Carlisle, and they were a little bit more structured and more solid because the wing backs stayed connected. But they'll have a different game plan for this, and obviously they want to try go and oppose their game on them rather than us dealing with their structure.
Newby under pressure from Ben on the right hand side, the Hartlepool right, and he wins a throw in for York City.
You look at it, because York are causing problems either way as well.
Yeah.
So, and I think, in terms of where Maynard wants to play, he wants to attack the games, doesn't he? So
it's whether the positives of the attacking play outweigh the negatives of some of the defensive issues that they're
and that's
experiencing.
a decision you have to make as a manager. Do you want to go and attack the game, and knowing that you will be vulnerable at times?
Lovely ball through to Pearce, but he's offside. He tucks that away nicely, Ollie Pearce. Flag goes up. There's a lovely dummy there from Greg Ollie. Pearce doesn't think he was offside. I think he probably was.
Yeah, I think he was.
I think he knows he was, actually. He's put his hand up to the linesman to say, yeah, you got that one right. Well played.
Lovely from Greg Ollie, wasn't it?
It was.
He just sees pictures before he gets on the ball, and that's why he's been one of the best midfielders at this level. Ball comes into him and he just lets it run through his legs in for Pearce. It was a good finish, to be fair, really good finish. It looked like he was about 2-3 yards off to me.
Goalkeeper takes the free kick, and it goes into touch on the far side of the field. Yeah, I think he was. Parks is the deeper of the two centre-backs, but I think he had pushed up enough to leave Pearce in an offside position. Ollie back to Kitchen. Palmer goes back to his goalkeeper Harrison Mayle. We've got just over 9 minutes to go until the board goes up at the end of this first half. Mayle on the edge of his box, clears for York City down this right hand side, looking for Gray beaten to that in the air by Parks. Parks has come through the back of Gray there to get that. And York City have the free kick. Yeah, he does.
Just come straight through the back of him.
Yeah. And he had a running. Gray was waiting for it, wasn't he? The standing jump, really, whereas Parks has come with a running jump. So it always makes it look slightly worse than what it probably is.
It does, but I think he knew what he was doing. Yeah. The ball was holding up in the wind, and he thought, here's a chance
to lay one on a former teammate.
I don't know how strong the wind's down there, but it does keep holding up when Harrison's trying to play along. Just looking at the flags over there, it does look breezy.
Hunt is over this free kick, so is Boateng. Hunt, right-footed, can't beat Parks, flicks off his head and goes into touch far side of the field for a York City throw-in, level with the edge of the penalty area, which they take quickly. Kitchen tries to get past Francis, wins another throw-in by the corner flag. Hartlepool United 0, York City 1 is the scoreline. Alex Newby with his fourth goal. He's coming for a bit of stick at times already this season as Alex Newby. 4 goals in 10 starts is a decent return.
To be fair, that's what he does, though. When you look at his numbers over previous seasons, he gets goals and assists. You can see why, though. You can see why. I still think he can be a little bit more ruthless, but you got to remember, he's come to a new club. He's playing a different system. It's going to take a while, but if he can still produce goals and assists, then he's only going to get better.
City on this right-hand side, Gray. No one again bothered about stopping the cross, and it comes now. Flicks off the head of Coogan, all the way across to Kitchen. It goes at the far side. Some of this defending is kamikaze at times from Hartlepool. Cross comes in. Hartlepool this time don't manage to get it clear again. Boateng, a little bit of a ricochet, falls to Hunt. He tries to feed it through to Fagan Walcott in the box. Fagan Walcott on that right foot. Oh, it could have gone to ground. He's running out of play for a goal kick. It could have gone to ground. That would be very close to a second York City penalty.
Oh, it was close, that. Great play there from Hunt, though. Hunt brought the ball down, and again, it just a disguised pass around the corner. Walcott on the edge of the box, drops his shoulder. And was it Parks who started to dangle his leg? He was close. 15 in 44, Alex Newby last year. So 1 in 3. Yeah. And that's virtually exactly what he's on this season as well. And I think if you look previous years before that as well, he always seems to chip in with goal contributions. But you can see it. I just like how he is, how he moves, and the way he operates.
Francis
just could be a little bit more ruthless.
Jacks Palmer out of position down this left-hand side. Kitchen comes across in the centre. Francis still got it, and Palmer's almost fouls him, but he's kept it. Palmer's been dragged all the way across this near side touchline. Now they can come in field through Sharon. He'll give it back to Miley in the centre circle. Straight ball through the centre. Almost puts Sharman through. Wow, that's a straight ball from inside the centre circle, right down the centre of the field, on the turf. And there was a gaping gap from where Palmer would have been.
I was just about to say, so Palmer's been dragged out, but actually Hunt went and sat in that position, and I was just about to praise him. But what happened is when they switched the play, Hunt thought he'd done his job, stepped out the space without Palmer coming in, and they've just nearly got through on one pass. So we got away with one there. Hunt just needs to hold his position a little bit longer, wait for Palmer to get in, and then we're in a good organised state.
Kitchen at the back for York City. Long ball downfield, looking for Pearce, who's got it on the back. Coogan's completely misread that. Pearce gets it wide left, needs some help in the centre. He'll hold it up by the corner flag and go back to Newby. Kitchen comes forward, Newby will put the cross in now. Onto the head of Gray. Oh, what a great save by the goalkeeper. He got in front of Topolodge. Goalkeeper diving away to his left hand side, tips it over the bar. Again, lovely header from Gray. The defending from Hartlepool, just allowing crosses to come into their box. Never seen anything like it.
Yeah, well, it started from Pearce making the run in behind Maxey. Great movement. Maxey was a little bit all over the place, couldn't get his foot right. Pearce plays it back to Newby, but Newby comes in, delivers early, and Gray gets across his man. It's a great save. But I'm really liking that side over there at the moment. That left-hand side have been really productive this game so far.
Interesting that Newby's taking the corner kick here for York City. And it comes into the box. Oh, poor one. Headed clear at the near post, unopposed by Francis. And now Hartlepool can try and come forward on the break. That was really poor from Newby. And on this left-hand side, Charman holds it up. He's going to switch it. Now he does, but it's too near the goalkeeper. Mail again is able to come and gather. 1-0 City lead.
Yeah, I think we had good numbers below the ball there. I'd have been disappointed if we'd have conceded a chance then.
It's going to be fascinating to see the changes that each manager is going to make at half-time. I mean, tactical tweaks, because surely neither side can try and be as open as this in the second half.
No, it'll be interesting. I think Maynard will be more happier with the performance than Grayson, but again, we are looking at like giving them chances at certain times.
Ben's left one in here on Newby. Referee's given the foul. Just has a quiet word on Ben. I'm just going to watch it. Maynard not happy, having a word of the fourth official. So Mail had it. City have a free kick in the left back position. Mail had it, he gave it to Hunt. There's the referee's whistle telling York City to get the play underway. He went into Boateng, across to Newby on that left hand side. Oh, and he's come through the back of him a little bit late. That's a little bit naughty from Ben. Fortunate not to get yellow carded.
I didn't see it, unfortunately.
But the referee so far has kept his cards in his pocket. Lovely crossfield ball from Kitchen to Felix. Felix tries to take it inside his man with his first touch, but it got held up in the rain. And Da Costa, or Gonzalez as it says on the back of his shirt, Miguel Da Costa Gonzalez. That's a lovely ball to Francis on the right hand side of the penalty area. Francis, Hartlepool need men in the box. City have got men back. The white shirts come forward and City get the block in, and it goes into touch for a throw in far side of the field. Again, it's trying to play behind the wing backs. Yeah,
and to be fair, like I was thinking, because Kitchen's just tried to play a ball out here, I'm thinking it might not be the right weather to do that type of ball, because it hung up. And then they just stepped in and just zinged one right across, which was a great ball, and just got in behind Kitchen again. The good thing about Kitchen, though, is so clever in terms of how he cuts off the space, so that he knew he was beaten by the ball, but he cuts off the space to stop the winger from going direct on goal.
Overhit. City come forward down this right hand side, but Felix can't do much with that, and the home team have it once more in the centre of the field with Daly. He gives it to Sharon.
I'm surprised they didn't play it again then.
Yeah.
You can see they're looking for the ball all the time, though, on that top line.
Back again once more to Sharon. Across it goes to Coogan.
I think the fans want them to play him forward as well.
They do, yeah. They're frustrated when they knock it around at the back, aren't they? Down that right hand side. That's a poor ball forward. They might be wishing they did keep it hold of it.
I was just
going to
say, they obviously don't realise that the forwards have just made about 10 runs in about 5 minutes and they're probably shattered.
Boateng to the left to Newby, the goal scorer. He gives it to Ollie. Back it goes to Newby. Newby, tackle comes in on him. York City throw in. 20 yards over halfway that Newby gets ready to take, and then he just leaves it for Kitchen, who wanders across. How nice to see neither side's had the goalkeeper just go down inexplicably to get to have a little break in this first half.
Yeah, I think that was good from Newby, just trying to get to half time.
Kitchen to Ollie. Back it goes to Kitchen. He goes back towards halfway and then turns and plays it down the line, looking for Pearce. I think stayed onside. No, the referee's assistant says no, you've gone offside, Ollie Pearce again. I think the ball was actually meant for Ollie.
Yeah, it was. But it was a great decision from Kitch because you could see that he was going to go back to Harrison. I'm thinking it's not the time for that, but he turned quickly and he just clipped it into a nice little area. Honestly, been really, really impressed with him since he's signed at York.
Yeah, easily the best of the new signings so far. I think most York City supporters would agree with that. Mark Kitchen. Goalkeeper clears. And then there's a foul in the middle of the park as the York City man goes to ground. It's Kitchen. He's fouled by Charman. And City will have a free kick at the back, but he's going to have to get a ball from the other end of the field here first.
I don't think anybody's played bad at all. You know, when you start to go through it, it is just the space. The only time it's an issue is when they're given the space. But I think, in general, York will be quite happy in terms of the individual and team performance so far.
I think they'll be disappointed not to be more than one. I know they've missed a penalty, but even take that out of the equation, I think they'll be disappointed as we head into injury time. See what the board says, to not be more than one goal up.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, if you went through the personnel now, I don't think anybody's had a bad game. It's just been the space that's been left for the opposition.
Fagan Walcott goes back to Mail. Mail clears right-footed down this right-hand side of the field. Comes off the back of Gray's head. It's going to fall to Felix, though, if he can keep it in field. He thought he did. The linesman says no. That'll be a throw-in to Hartlepool directly beneath us. We're right at the back of this part seated, part standing terrace that runs the whole length of this side of the field, opposite the dugouts. Hartlepool have it. I think the sun's come out, Mikey. It suddenly got a little bit brighter out there.
I hope you've got your shades in that bag. I'm still keeping my gloves on though. My hands are freezing.
First time this season the gloves are on.
Don't he be back next week?
He doesn't have his gloves on today. I think he did in the first half on Wednesday night. It was a strange one. The players can't have been having that. Forward.
There'd have been a little bit of a stick in the change room.
I'm sure there was. Da Costa across this left hand side. Poor cross in from him. Overhits it into the York City fans. There's not much pressure on this left hand side. Ironic cheers from the Minsterment supporters.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed. But again, that ball in behind Phoenix, just getting into a little 1v1, but I think he'll be disappointed with the cross.
Reminder, the Rugby League tomorrow, York Knights against Toulouse in the Championship Grand Final.
Come on, Knights.
Our coverage gets underway at 1 o'clock tomorrow, ahead of a 2 o'clock kickoff at the LNA. Over 5,000 tickets sold yesterday. I'm sure that's still rising.
I think they've just opened the North stand up as well.
Should be a cracking atmosphere as the Knights doesn't guarantee progression to Super League, but puts them in a decent position to move up into Super League next season with a win. The ball forward. Charman will get it on the right hand side. Palmer's been dragged out of position and then he fouls his man, and right at the end of this half City have given away a free kick in a dangerous position.
Again, you're just looking at that I know we keep banging on about it now, but that first time ball into the side channel, and the defenders have done nothing wrong. You know, Palmer's had to come out and cover on the outside, Kitchen's come on the inside, so as a coach you know they've done everything right, but the problem is the space is there for them to exploit. So it might be something that they have to have a look at half time and see if they can fix that, because it's just giving them a little bit of momentum now and again, isn't it? That's the only issue. So City, well, it's a one-man, it's not really a wall, is it? As Gray lines up in his penalty area. That's a long 10 yards out from the referee. It's going to be swung in by Ben. Everyone lines up in line with the penalty spot here. Hartlepool have got 7 players in that York City penalty area. Ben, last action of this first half, and it comes now into the middle, free header for Coogan. He's completely misjudged it. City struggling to get it clear, and they will eventually. Pearce scuffs his clearance against Charman, goes behind for a goal kick. That is a massive opportunity for Max Coogan, and he's completely missed his header. I think that's a sitter, to be fair. I think it's literally just fallen to him just right on the edge of the 6-yard box, and it looks like he's already gone off to celebrate his goal rather than keeping his eyes on it. So we've just got away with one there.
Certainly have, and the referee's blown the half-time whistle. City do lead by a goal to nil thanks to Alex Newby's goal after 25 minutes. Could be so much better though for City. Ollie Pearce missing a penalty just 90 seconds after a very harsh call of handball against Max Coogan. It means at the break here it's Hartlepool United 0, York City 1.
Daytimes on BBC Radio York.
I loathed maths.
Same.
Oh my God, well you and me were the same?
I really, really tried to get a C in maths and I didn't get it at GCSE.
What did you get?
I got a D.
I got a D.
Yeah.
Beck Homer.
I wish I was better at maths. It's one
So
thing I wish
do
I could be better at it.
So
but
do I.
It panics me.
Joanita Musisi.
I'd like to go back and do my maths GCSE. That's my aim.
Don't say that, Joe. They'll make us do it.
No, I think we should do it together. Oh, I love this
Yeah, we
idea.
should do that.
Then we can work for NASA.
Weekdays from 10.
If they still do Pythagoras theorem,
What?
BBC Radio York. Getting you closer to your club and every game live.
BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, Pete Spencer in the studio taking you through half-time. We'll be back to Victoria Park shortly for second half commentary of Hartlepool United against York City here on BBC Radio York. But at the break, it's City who lead by a goal to nil. Alex Newby with his fourth goal of the season, but striker Ollie Pearce has missed his second penalty of the season. As I said, we'll be back to Mikey and to David shortly at Victoria Park. But let's run you through some of the half-time scores in today's other early kickoffs. And we start in the Premier League, where it's just approaching half-time at Ellen Road. Leeds United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. In the Championship, it's Blackburn Rovers 0, Stoke City 0, Hull City 1, Sheffield United 0, and Sheffield Wednesday 0, Coventry City 2. Into League 1, Doncaster Rovers 1, Burton Albion 0, Wycombe Wanderers 0, Barnsley 1. In League 2's early kickoffs, MK Dons 1, Gillingham 0. Gillingham looking potentially at a second defeat under Gareth Ainsworth there after they lost to Harrogate Town last Saturday, and also a half-time score at the moment, Newport County 0, Swindon Town 1. And in the National League elsewhere, in the only other early kickoff, it's approaching half-time between Gateshead and Boston. Gateshead 1-0 up in that one, and of course our featured game on FM, on DAB and online via the BBC Sounds app, it's Hartlepool United 0, York City 1. Well, later today, further down the footballing pyramid, we've been in touch with all of our Northern Counties East League sides. In the Premier Division, all these games are on. Knaresborough Town travel to Handsworth. Pickering Town host Thackley at Mill Lane. In Division 1, these games are also all on as well. Harrogate Railway welcome Athersley Recreation to Station View. Selby Town face Wakefield just 4 days after the departure of manager Ryan Cooper and Nigel Danby. Defenders Ryan Gothard and Fabian Bailey will take charge of the team for today's match. And Northallerton Town in the Northern League are at home with Wycombe the visitors. So all those games are on at the moment. We've checked in on social media with all of those clubs, and all of those games are indeed going ahead. So we'll keep an eye on all of them throughout the afternoon here on BBC Radio York. Let's get a check on the roads, where it is wet out there. It is slow on the A1 into the roadworks at Wentbridge, currently taking 15 minutes to get through there at the moment. In York, there are queues on the York Outer Ring Road at the Haxby Road roundabout, meaning a travel time of 15 minutes along there as well. In York, it's also slow on the A19 Fulford Road and Main Street in Fulford. And in Scarborough, there's the usual congestion on the A64 Seymour Road around the Queen Margaret's Road. In Harrogate as well, usual congestion on Wetherby Road and Skipton Road around the Empress roundabout. Looking at the public transport network, the advice is to check before you travel. The wind and the wet weather may have had an impact. Delays of up to 15 minutes and some cancellations on Northern between Shipley and Skipton because of earlier emergency services dealing with an incident there. No service at the moment on cross country between Leeds and York, and a reduced service at Leeds and at Wakefield Westgate because of engineering works. And buses are running instead of trains on Northern between Leeds and York and between Leeds and Selby because of engineering works. But if you are using public transport network this afternoon, do check before you travel. But that's your travel news at the moment for North Yorkshire. Don't forget, if you see a problem on the roads or the rails and it's safe and legal, you can let us know about it by calling 0800 111 48 49.
Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
Well, we're going to turn our attention to Rugby League, where it's a massive day for the York Knights tomorrow. They take on Toulouse in the Championship Grand Final, looking to secure a historic treble. There's only one change to the 21-man squad named for last week's semi-final. Joe Brown drops out and Danny Richardson is included in the Knights squad for the first time since joining from Hull KR. So how have preparations for the match been going? Here's head coach Mark Applegarth.
We're just keeping it as normal. We reviewed that Halifax game, looked at areas where we feel we can improve and, where we went well. Just kept the training week as normal as we can and, don't play the game before it needs to be played. Just build up into the week, enjoy the build up to it. But end of the day, it's a game of rugby league and, not build it into something it's not.
And they've spoken about competition for places, lots of tough choices to make for this week, and I'd imagine obviously it being a championship grand final, everyone wants to play, but last week Harvey Reynolds, Kieran Hudson and Will Dagger just missed out of the 17, but how much is that competition and competition for places sort of driving standards in training as well?
Yeah, it's exactly how it should be. Ideally you always want, take a half-back position for example, you want 4 quality players fighting for 2 spots and Liam will back up on this, but we'll always go on who's performing best, in games and in training, and it's then their shirts to lose. If you want to be a good team and good players, you've got to thrive off that sort of competition. That healthy competition, it should drive you on to new standards, new levels, and I think it's key to any successful team, if I'm honest with you. And
ultimately, whatever team you select, it'll be the last outing for this team, as it is at the moment, with players moving on over the summer. One player in particular, Connor Bailey, has earned his move to Hull FC. A word on the way that Connor's developed during his time here at York.
Yeah, it was pleasing to come back and see Connor had kicked on. I first coached Connor as a 14-year-old kid at Wakefield Scholarship, and I coached him till he was about, I think, 19, 20, and then he's obviously gone away. Had to deal with a bit of adversity and come back to that. So it's really pleasing to see him develop how he has done, but I also think there's a hell of a lot more development still in him. I think going to Hull will be an excellent move for him. All being well, we'll get to play him next year. We'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. But it's pleasing to see him develop, and I think he's been a great back rower in this competition this year.
Some try scoring record for him as well, isn't it? 19 tries in 60 appearances.
Is that what it is? Well, I won't tell him that. He'll probably already know that. So he's Connor actually started off as a standoff, believe it or not. So he's always had that attacking prowess about him. It's a lovely line. He's got great late footwork, and he's been working really hard in getting his defence up to scratch. So pleasing to see him get some recognition for it too.
So looking at Toulouse, no doubt you will have watched that semi-final against Bradford as well. What can you take and what can you learn from that game?
First off, obviously Toulouse had to deal with a bit of adversity coming back from that scoreline that got posted on them in that first half. So we're well aware that we need to keep his defence on point. Cause can score back-to-back tries in quick succession. Listen, at this stage of the year, you're not learning anything new about teams. You know exactly what threats they've got, and you just see games such as that, and it reinforces your beliefs. But as I said, we're watching it more out of curiosity about who we're going to play in the final, and we'll be just focusing on what we need to deliver. As I said, I thought I was really proud of getting that win against Halifax, but at the same time there are also some areas that we need to address to fix up, and one thing we've done all year is focus on bringing that best version of what we can deliver, and it'll be no different this week.
And obviously with the final being here at the LNER, expecting a great atmosphere. It was obviously a great atmosphere last week against Halifax. Maybe a bit of a shame for a Yorkshire crowd that it isn't Bradford, because they would have brought a sizable contingent, but no doubt the atmosphere is going to be superb. Yeah,
I thought atmosphere was class last week. I thought Halifax contributed really well to it. I thought they brought a good number over, but for me, York's got the best fans in the league. They're chanting every week. I don't think they realise how much it spurs these lads on in tight moments, or when we're on top, or when we're coming from behind. So I think the ticket numbers are sounding really healthy, and hopefully if you are free on a Sunday and you want to come and watch a game, we'll get the city behind us, and it should be a good atmosphere.
Just finally from me, how proud would you be to deliver not just the 1895 Cup, the League Leader Shield, but also adding the treble to that as well with the grand final?
That's the goal. We've never shied away from that this year. We feel we've got a group capable of doing it. Toulouse will be saying the same. As a group, it's rare you get put in these opportunities, and we'll be doing everything in us power to make sure that we get that last goal of ours, which is obviously the playoff win, and we're under no illusions it's going to be a difficult ask, because Toulouse will be saying the same, but we'll back ourselves at the same time.
That's the York Knights head coach Mark Applegarth speaking to me ahead of their massive game tomorrow in the Championship Grand Final against Toulouse. Our coverage starts at 1 o'clock tomorrow with a 2 o'clock kickoff. Myself, James Hogarth, Andy Atkinson and Mick Ramsden with you for that one all the way through to its conclusion. Let's though cross to the Walk Stadium, because after 14 days without a game, Scarborough Athletic are back in action away at Kings Lynn Town later this afternoon. The Sea Dogs are currently second in the National League North, so Jonathan Greening has been nominated for Manager of the Month for a second month in a row, along with midfielder Luca Colville, who's up for Player of the Month. Let's check in with our Scarborough Athletic commentator James Fletcher, who's back after a 2-week break. Fletch, good to be back.
Very good to be back. I'm glad that I've brought the weather with me. It's very autumnal today. I think I might be canoeing home at this rate.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's it like there in Norfolk?
It's quite blustery, I have to say. I've checked the weather to get a true gauge of how windy it might be this afternoon, and it's going to be reminiscent of last season, I think, gusts of 45 miles an hour. It says it's 11 degrees, but the weather app that I call my friend for match days is saying that it feels like naught. So you can get the gist that it definitely doesn't feel like summer anymore here, Pete.
And it's a game that's intriguing for a number of reasons, obviously with Scarborough Athletic on this 8-game unbeaten run in the National League North, but also because Kings Lynn Town have recently had their manager James Rowe has resigned for reasons that we won't go into at the moment, because there is no doubt legal proceedings that are pending, but it means that Joe Simpson has come in as caretaker manager.
Yeah, he has. 29 years of age. He was involved in the club anyway before the departure of James Lowe. And the one game that he's had so far was a 5-1 victory away at Royston in the FA Cup third qualifying round. So Kings Lynn are a side that know how to score goals. They have been quite open and as expansive from the clips that I've seen. So the thing about today is the conditions are probably going to throw maybe some of the tactical aspects of what either side want to do today out of the window, because Ryan Whitley could have a few long goal kicks that are channeling right down to the other end, and likewise for Kings Lynn. So sadly, I think it might be a game of two halves because of the trusty weather conditions.
And a game where Scarborough Athletic will probably make a number of changes. Obviously, Kieran Waleji is suspended for today's game. There's no Richie Bennett. He's still out with that knee injury. So are you expecting at least a couple, if not more, changes for today's matchday squad?
Yeah, from as you decipher there, with Waleji being suspended as well, and Jake Hull, who's going to be alongside us this afternoon, that does leave them very light defensively. So it'll be interesting to see who they can name on the bench in that regard if they have to go there. I think this afternoon there's no new fresh injury concerns that I've been informed of on my arrival here at the stadium, so it's a case of wait and see. But certainly I think there will be one or two changes, and maybe just learning something new tactically on the training ground as well, because they've had 14 days to get some of the new learnees bedded into this side now, and it'll be interesting to see how they go.
Well, thank you to James Fletcher. We'll be back with him at the conclusion of today's game between Hartlepool United and York City. But the teams are now back out at Victoria Park. Time for second half commentary of Hartlepool United against York City, and time to hand you back to your commentary team of Mikey Morton and David Ward.
Thanks, Pete. Yeah, cracking first half. City should be more than just the one goal up, but they're not. Such a cracking first half that both sets of players are back out and we're still waiting for the officials. Let me run through the two 11s for you. No changes, it appears, at the break. York City, Mail, Kitchen, Palmer, Fagan, Walcott, Newby at left wing back who got the goal, Felix, Hunt, Boateng, Gray, Ollie and Pearce. For the home team, Evans, Topolodge, Parks, Coogan, Ben, Sharon, Miley, Daly, Francis, Da Costa, Charman. The referee is now back out there. It's going to be Hartlepool that get this game underway. Both sides kicking towards their respective supporters. So that should ensure in itself a decent atmosphere too in this second period. So City 1 up thanks to Newby's goal on 25. Ollie Pearce missed a penalty just a couple of minutes later. A couple of other scrambles in the Hartlepool penalty area that City maybe could and should have taken advantage of, but they have been a little bit creaky at the back too, York City, and Hartlepool United I think will think themselves that they should have got at least one in the back of Harrison Mail's net, but they didn't manage to do so. It means it's 1-0. The game is still in the balance, and City need to keep performing if they're to take all 3 points back down to North Yorkshire this afternoon. 1-1 in the other game, I should tell you, the early kick-off today up at the road at Gateshead. Right, game back underway. Hartlepool come forward down their left. It's nodded into touch, and that will be a York City throw-in on the far side of the field. That Gateshead game is 1-1 with Boston United at the International Stadium. Boston with a late equaliser deep into first half added time. Bring Mikey Morton in just a second. He's finally got back into the... we were let out of our temporary pen, I suppose, as Hartlepool come forward on the right-hand side, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Cross comes in deep on. That's going to go behind and over the net. It does. And that'll be a goal kick. We had to ask for permission to leave our section of the ground to go and get a hot drink at half-time. It took a bit of persuading, but eventually the stewards did let us through into... I'm not really sure why they were too bothered, Mikey, because we're in with a load of home fans here, and it's just home fans we went into behind the goal, isn't it? But... They were keen to keep us where we were, but they let us out. Oh, you brought chocolate as well, Mikey.
I know, I'll tell you what. I look after you, don't I?
You've done well there. You don't get any of this with Ian Dunn.
Is he one of them where he can't find his wallet?
That's the one. Down that left-hand side, they come forward to Hartlepool again. They've started off on the front foot at the start of this second half. On the work some space as De Costa. Round the corner it goes. Shot comes in. Blocked. Appeals for handball. Nothing given this time by the referee. They've still got it on the far side. Francis pulls it back. Palmer's in the right place at the edge of the 6-yard box to clear as far as Pearce, who holds it well. Now Boateng. Oops, not sure what Hiram Boateng has meant there. He's put that straight into that York City dugout. Throw in on halfway to Hartlepool. You can come in now.
Yeah, it looks like a lively start from them. I was literally, as I was walking up round here with the tees, you could see that they started on the front foot and they've just got themselves in there. They want a handball, was it, because he had his arm beside him, but lively start from them. So York just need to find the rhythm again in the game.
Official attendance just being handed to me, 4,428, 774 away fans as Kitchens caught late there. That'll be a free kick and the first yellow card of the day to Michael De Costa Gonzalez on this left-hand side. Kitchen rolls around on the floor. Hopefully he will be okay. So the first yellow, 4,428, 774 York City fans. I think we can make that 776 York City supporters.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it? They've been making a lot of noise down there as well. Just hoping going this way we get a goal for them.
No sign of any issues from what we've seen in the ground, and I don't think there's been any issues really in the ground the last couple of times, but I know there have been issues around this fixture, as we all know. Also, the other thing we saw as well at half-time was the police having their little half-time meeting, I think, sorting out their plans for after the game, just away to our right-hand side, weren't they? A big huddle of them with one guy seemingly giving out instructions.
Yeah, well, I was just speaking to a couple of the Hartlepool fans there. They're saying there's never been any bother between the fans, so it's obviously just been the police.
It's a very bizarre situation. So, Alex Hunt is over this free kick, so too is Boateng. Everyone lines up just outside the D. It's just left of centre, too far out to have a shot, so it'll be a cross into the box. Boateng, and it comes now. Parks flicks off his head. York City have an early corner in this second half, just their second of the game.
That was a lovely ball by Boateng there. It literally just whipped it with the inside of the left foot, and it's just creeping over Parks there. With just a little bit more height, I think would have got in at the back stick, but it was a lovely ball.
It was, just far enough out as well to stop the goalkeeper coming for it, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he was swinging it away from the keeper sort of stepped and then came back.
Look at this, Alex Hunt has been taken off these corners today. The first one Newby took in the first half. This time it's Boateng that's going to take the corner kick. We've not seen this all season.
No, but if you look at that delivery there, then you can see why.
So it's going to be an in-swinger from Boateng. The York City fans still making their way back from the concession over that far side, and it comes now into the middle, onto the head of Fagan Walcott, loops into the arms of the goalkeeper, just couldn't get enough on it. It was sort of like a cushioned header really that looped up into the arms of George Evans.
I think you see Boateng on set plays more often by the looks of that.
I'm surprised it's taken so long, to be honest, this season.
But he looks like he's not trying to be too precise with what he's doing. He's trying to put it into an area with plenty of pace, whereas I think sometimes, because Hunt is such a technician, he's trying to just get it bang on, and it's so hard to do.
And it's normally for Callum Howe, isn't it? Of course, he's not around. Not that Ash Palmer's not decent in the air, but maybe he doesn't attack the ball in the same way from those set pieces as Callum Howe does. Hartlepool, though, have it on the left-hand side, pulled back to the edge of the box. Into the box it comes. Hunt does well to get there before his man. If Daly got there, he could have easily gone down and given away a penalty, but he did well there, did Alex Hunt. And Hartlepool, though, win the ball back on that left-hand side.
Yeah, he did read it well there. Like, Daly's just trying to run off the back of him, and he just saw him last second and then stepped in and intercepted it. If not, Daly would have been in.
This time it's Fagan Walcott that clears his lines. Into touch it goes again on halfway. So Hartlepool United 0, York City 1. We've played coming up to 5 minutes of this second half. Cleared now on this near side. Just looking down below, there's a big plume of smoke. It's two oldish gentlemen away to my left hand side, standing there with their cigarettes. It's like going back to days of old, seeing people smoking inside a football ground. I don't know if it's allowed or not.
I don't think is it allowed?
I don't know.
I was just looking. I was thinking, what's happening here? Well, they look like they're happy.
Mail ball goes all the way through. And he picks up under a little bit of pressure from Luke Charman, the former Fylde and Darlington man.
I think he's going to force Harrison long there. Yeah, you could see it. They went into like a full press, so they weren't allowing Harrison to play out.
Ball bounces over Joe Grays. He jumps and then falls awkwardly. Just rings that right ankle out a little bit. Will City win the ball back with Hunt? He's going to be fine, is Gray. Fagan Walcott in the right back position. Under pressure from Francis. Got to be careful not to give it away. Fagan Walcott does well against Francis. And now he has given away a throw-in. A little bit of encouragement for the home team.
Yeah, they've started a lot better this half. York just need to weather the storm a little bit and find their way back into this game.
That's a good play from Gray, though, to get in front of Daly. And then Daly's just had a swipe at Gray. That should be a yellow card. I think it will be a yellow card. It is. Mikey's called that correct. 2 early yellow cards in this second half for Hartlepool United players.
Yeah, they must have had a bit of a G up in the half-time talk, because they've come out on the front foot and slightly a little bit more aggressive than what there was in the first half. So I think Grayson might have got into him a little bit at half-time.
I think he might be right. So City have a free kick at the back that Hunt will take. Look how far forward Newby is. Both arms aloft on this left-hand side. Hunt goes down the right instead, down the centre of the field, looking for Pearce. It's over his head. Parks heads clear, but only as far as Felix. Felix gets it out of his feet, takes on the defender, gets a deep cross into the middle, holds up, goalkeeper's able to come and gather. Ollie didn't fancy jumping up for him, and he wouldn't have got the better of him anyway. So the goalkeeper claims and then bowls it out to Sharon in midfield. He goes to Topolodge on that far side. Topolodge gives it to Daly, back to the former Bromley man, who tries to get past Gray. Gray holds him up in front of the York City dugout, gets past him now, down the left, over halfway, blocked off by Felix, and it falls to Ollie. Ollie lays it off to Gray, now to Felix. City coming forward. Can Felix pick out Pearce in the middle? He tries, intercepted at the back by Coogan.
Yeah, just didn't quite get that pass right. He was looking to cross early, just on the goal side of Coogan there. Pearce's movement was good. If he just puts a little bit more on it, it could have been in.
Newby centre of the field, outside of the penalty area. Gives it to Ollie in the box. He tried to pull it back. Pearce, and he's skewed it wide of goal from almost on the penalty spot. Parks in front of him, and he's tried to open up his body as Ollie Pearce with the inside of his right foot, and he's pulled it right across goal, where he's disappointed not to hit the target.
Yeah, they've been lively down this side. I've enjoyed, we were talking at half-time about the partnership down here. So Newby's took a touch inside and Ollie's just made the outside run. Newby played Ollie in, but instead of crossing it, he's just pulled it back for Pearce. And I think he was just trying to use the pace on the ball to guide it in the corner, but just didn't get it right, and he just sort of sliced it wide. Well, good move from York.
Excellent move from York City. That's a good ball downfield from Hartlepool. Splits the York City defence. And Fagan Walcott, he gets himself out of trouble so often because they allowed Francis to get through there. There's a tightish angle on the edge of the box, and now Ollie's sent it to Pearce on this left hand side. He can run at Coogan. Pearce comes in field, he's held up, lays it off to Newby. Newby left hand side of the penalty area, takes on the shot, blocked, back out to Newby it goes, forced away from goal. He's going to run this time at Da Costa. Newby will try and get across it, sends Da Costa onto his backside, and then Newby from the angle lifts it over. There was a gap at that far post, but he got under it, put it into the stand. Should have maybe done better in the end, Alex Newby.
Yeah, but again, I know I keep saying it, I don't mind that, because what he's done is, on the first one, he's gone down the outside and tried to cross it. He's put a good block in. He's then got it again and chopped on the inside, and I'd rather him try and go for the shot there. And the technique that he was going for just didn't quite come down, but I would prefer to see that mentality where he's looking to go and score goals.
I hope you're enjoying the insight that Mikey Morton brings us here on BBC Radio York. So much better than what I've been used to, Mikey, these last few years.
Oh, you will be back together again next week.
Don't you? He's listening in.
Yeah, I know he is.
He says he'll be there in his shorts next week, but I'm not convinced.
Not a chance. He needs to get his gloves out.
At the back, Felix puts it into touch. Throw in by the corner flag for Hartlepool. It's continuing in a similar vein to the first half. It's end to end.
It's exciting. I'm not too sure it's good for me, but yeah, it's an exciting game, especially for the neutral. But again, do you know what? Credit to the manager. They're both going for it. You know, no team sat back behind the ball, being boring and trying to just pick a point. You know, they're both trying to attack the game, which is what we pay the money for, to go and watch.
Yeah, it's an entertainment game, they keep telling us. And we're certainly
just be nice if we were 2 or 3-0 up, I'd enjoy it more.
Exactly. You're living on your nerves a little bit at times with this style of football.
But I would rather watch this type of football. You know, there's been many years at York where it's not been great.
Yeah,
so I would much prefer, as a York fan, to be watching this style and going for it.
Hunt can't get the better of his man over that far side. They have it in the centre of the field with Sharman. With Sharon. Coogan. Across to Ben. Ben lifts it forward to Miley. Miley can't do much with that. Good tackle from Palmer in his own penalty area. Newby is blocked. Falls kindly for Miley. Miley lays it off to Charman. He takes on the shot right down the throat of Harrison Mayle.
That was good by Palmer there. He literally made himself really big down the line of the ball, so he made it hard for the strike.
Mayle's sorry, Mikey. Mayle's just bowled that straight out into touch. Gave Felix no chance.
Yeah, he just needs to calm down there a little bit because they're just on top. But again, Palmer blocked the shot really well, and it just opened up a little gap for Harrison, so he could slide and just take the ball comfortably. But that was good defending from Palmer on the edge of the box.
Da Costa down this right hand side, gets across in. It's too deep once more, straight behind for a goal kick. 1-0 City lead. We've played 10 minutes of this second half. There's a lot of traffic on that roundabout. We can see just the foot corner of the stand behind the goal and the main stand at the far side in front of the cinema complex. Thankfully that's all heading in the opposite direction to the way we'll be going after this game. It'd be nice to get home relatively early on a Saturday for an away game.
Just feels a bit strange, doesn't it? Doing it this time.
A bit strange as well is that clearance from York City onto the roof of the stand, the Cyril Knowles stand at that far side of the ground.
Yeah, we've just not settled, have we, this half? I know we've created a couple of half chances. Just need to settle a little bit and try to get control of this game again.
Throwing down the line onto the head of Fagan Walcott. Tony McMahon, I think, is on that far side of the ground. York City's former director of football. He's here today. This is a game that Dion Dublin was at last year with the Raj Singh, the Hartlepool United owner. I should say welcome as well to any of our any Hartlepool supporters that ordinarily listening to BBC Tees. They're as we know, not allowed or not commentating on Hartlepool United home games at the minute. Issues with the owner, same too for the local newspaper. So if you are a Hartlepool United fan and you're listening in, we hope you're enjoying the commentary despite the scoreline. We'll try not to be too biased.
No, I think they'll be happy with this start of this second half.
They will. Gray's got it though for York City on that right hand side. Gray played back to Joe Felix. Felix to Boateng. Yeah, fingers crossed you can get Rob Law doing your commentary on BBC Tees in the near future. Fagan Walcott across to Felix once more on the right hand side. Gray down the line to Felix, got round the back. Felix tries to pull it back, takes a little nick into the box. Ollie flicks off his head, comes all the way across the Newby. He went down the outside instead of cutting in. He opened up the goal. York City win a corner kick.
Yeah, no, good attack down the side there from Felix. I loved what Felix did there is when they actually got themselves into a really good structure that time, did Hartlepool, in terms of defending the box. And Felix saw that, and all he did was just chip the ball to the back post, which makes it hard either way. If they win first contact, it still makes it hard for them to clear the lines. We picked up the second, and then again, I think Newby's just playing with him down this side. He's going on the inside, he's going down the outside.
He's having a good game, is Newby. Away from his goal, I think he's playing really well. Corner kick this time. It's Hunt on this near side to the near post.
That's a nice
ball.
It's
in the middle. Everyone's missed it. Turns shot from Fagan Walcott from on the penalty spot, and he's blasted it over the bar. It wasn't cleared. Everyone was in a line of statues really on the edge of that 6-yard box. Fagan Walcott had to drop off from there, and then he turned. There would have been a lot of bodies to try and find a gap through, but he got completely under it and sent it into the stand.
Yeah, it was a great ball in from Hunt though. It came in with loads of pace. I don't know if there's a lot of wind helping it, but it came in with so much pace. And then it just scrambled around, and I think that was the only thing that Walcott could have done, to be fair. He didn't have an option to pass. He tried to just get on the half turn and strike, and unfortunately when you're like that, you're off balance.
Not well defended by Hartlepool. Crosses into the box today, they have been abysmal from.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be something that Grayson will look at, because if you look at them, they've got one of the best defensive records in the league.
Only 8 goals before today. Talking naturally to one of our colleagues who does a little bit of work for Hartlepool United on match days, and he was saying Cam John has been their best defender this season.
Yeah, but he's experienced, isn't he? And even, for York last year, was it 35, 36 games he played for York?
Starts, yeah.
Sometimes he's not great on the eye, but what he does, it gives you consistency, and he's a good defender. And I think the role that they've been playing him, because he's been playing left of a 3, and then he's been playing like a deep line fullback, so it suits him that. So he'll be comfortable in that role.
City getting ready to make a double change over there. Banks and Batty coming on the hour mark. He does sort of make his substitution by numbers a little bit, doesn't he, Stuart Maynard?
Yeah, I don't know how closely he works with the physical team in terms of what it looks like.
That's a nice link-up play. Sorry, Mike, as Ollie tries to feed Newby, but they've got back here. Hartlepool will carry on. I
think this will just be a like-for-like, so I don't see it as a big change in terms of performance levels, but Ollie, obviously looking at the numbers as well.
Giving the ball away. Newby on the left-hand side. He easily skips past Acosta.
Oh, nice.
And it comes now into the middle, headed clear by Parks. Again, no interest in stopping the cross from Hartlepool United. It is the strangest of tactics.
Yeah, I'm enjoying watching Newby today, though. It's been brilliant.
Now they come forward down the left to the home team. Hunt doing his best, and he wins the battle, and then he's fouled in the end. Well played, Alex Hunt, up against Luke Charman, because Charman got past him 2 or 3 times there, but didn't have the guts really to try and really motor past him, to burst forward, always trying to cut in field. It allowed Hunt to get back on a couple of occasions, and then he fouls Hunt when he nicks the ball off him.
Yeah, his character was fantastic there. He could have easily given up, but he didn't. He got chopped a couple of times, and I think he was clever there, because I think he had a slight pull of the shirt as well, just to slow him down, which allowed him to get his body across him. But credit to Hunt there, really, really good work, and didn't give in.
So Da Costa comes off here. Verdane Oliver, the former York City striker, comes on for the home team. And then it's Joe Gray, who's getting booed now from the Hartlepool United supporters. He turns to the York City supporters to applaud them. Ollie Banks comes on for Gray. That will be a like-for-like replacement. Not sure it's really where Ollie Banks prefers to play. And Greg Ollie is the other man that is going to come off here.
I think Greg Ollie's been superb as well on this side. It's been really good seeing him start a game, and he's showed his quality. I'm just seeing what they're going to change here.
Yeah, for Ollie. So what are they going to... Who's going to push forward here? Hunt is asking the bench. Who's going across? Boateng is the one that's being pushed forward. So Banks is going to play alongside Alex Hunt. Interesting.
Yeah, no, we'll see how this works. Don't think I've ever really seen Boateng play in this sort of role. So
not for York City.
I think he's always been a traditional number 8 in my eyes, from what I've seen. But
Fagan Walcott has just blasted that free kick straight through to the goalkeeper. He's got that one wrong.
I mean, we've got 4 good footballers in that midfield now, so you'd expect us to at least try and get control of the game.
Nice ball forward to Charman. Good tackle from Batty. Ollie's back there too, and Kitchen gets the better of his man. Batty into Hunt. But no, he decides to go back to Newby. Palmer, nice bit of control possession here from York City. They lead by a goal to nil. Quite amazing to think that it is just 1-0 in the 63rd minute of this game. Felix sends it forward, looking for Pearce over the top of Parks. Pearce will get there, but he's wide right, needs a bit of help. He lays it off to Hunt, who thinks about putting first time crossing, but realises there's no one there, and it comes in now over the head of the defender. Boateng takes the shot, blocked by the defender on the edge of the 6-yard box. That was Aaron into the bottom corner, comes to Kitchen, he can have a shot, blocked again in the 6-yard box, goes behind off Daly for a York City corner.
Yeah, really, really good play there. Just a little bit of control from Batty on the back line, and as the ball got shifted out to Felix played a great ball over the top for Pearce. Pearson got in it, and then we got the ball in from that side. It just fell for Boateng. He took a lovely touch and he struck it really, really well. But they just got a block in. Honestly, I can't believe how bad they've been defending from crosses.
How have they only conceded 8 goals before today? It is quite staggering.
Yeah, I don't know what they're struggling with. I don't know if it is going from a back 3 to a back 2. It's just crazy at this moment in time. But amount of times a York City player's been able to get first and second contact.
Hunt is over this again, but the referee's going to hold up play because there's some pushing. He wants to speak to Ollie Pearce, who, as always, is involved. So too is Ollie Banks. But it's Banks that he's really concentrating on here. Banks, and who's that defender? Coogan. No, it's not Coogan. The City reject is headed towards... It's Verdane Oliver, isn't it, of course, who's holding Banks inside that 6-yard box. And it comes from Hunt. Goalkeeper punches clear under not much pressure, but it's a good punch. All the way across the far side it goes from the man on loan from Millwall. Newby will come in field on his left foot. Now gets it onto the right, puts the cross in, not a great one, cut out at the near post, and Hartlepool can try and come forward. Good block though from Boateng. Newby wins it back, it goes to Banks.
It was a good job Boateng switched onto that there, because they had 1v1 on
Banks
the
deep cross, Coogan heads clear as far as Boateng takes on the shot, the volley. Oh my word, that was motoring. Hits the defender on the penalty spot and spins across this near side with the goalkeeper diving full length to his right hand side, given away by Charman on the edge of his own penalty area. Boateng now is on the left. Kitchen, back it goes to Palmer, he feeds Batty. Batty comes in field and will go to Fagan Walcott at the back. Good play from York City the last 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah, what a strike from Boateng, by the way. That was motoring. Maybe he does like that role.
Maybe. Verdane Oliver's last performance for York City was at Wembley when City won the FA Trophy. Scored in that game, of course. He'd been on a media blackout before that. I know he hadn't been picked that often. Didn't like speaking to the media, didn't like talking to anyone actually, but he did kindly come and talk to us all in the mix zone down in the tunnel after Wembley. He was a good guy when he was at York City actually. Just I think he had a few issues with some of the things that were going on at that time. And his career though since then has been very stop-start everywhere he's been, and he's struggled to adapt to life here at Hartlepool. Injuries played a huge part in that, of course. Fagan Walcott sends it forward, flicked on by Banks.
Brilliant from Walcott there. Literally got himself in a foot race, but he just ran across the line of the forward, and he's just so calm, isn't he, when he's defending?
He's a Rolls Royce of a centre-back. He really is. My only issue is I think he finds it too easy at times that he sometimes, not very often, can switch off.
Yeah, but that's
because he's so good.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. And you've got to remember, he's been a good player from a young age. You know, playing for the England setup when he was younger.
Sharman, that's a good ball down this right-hand side to Miley. Can't get the cross in. Blocked by Boateng. Gets it in the second time. Deep one. Banks is there to head clear. Sorry, Mikey, carry on.
No, I just think he's been a hot prospect from a young age. So I was really surprised when York got him here. But you can just see that he's a Rolls Royce, and sometimes probably is a bit too easy for him. But he's got to go through that to go to the next level, and he will make mistakes. But if you watch him, he's so calm and controlled when he's in sort of pressure areas. You know, so he's been another great signing for York.
That's a nice ball from Coogan to Top Lodge, far side of the field. Infield it goes to Sharon. Sharon, deep cross to this right hand side of the penalty area. Kitchen wins that. Charman ran away from that. I thought he just predicted that Verdane was going to win that ball and went for the knockdown. And he was beaten to it in the air by Kitchen, and City clear their lines. It goes all the way through once more to the goalkeeper, who lays it off to Coogan on this near side. 3 goals in 66 appearances while at York was Max Coogan. Offered a new deal, turned it down to go to Scunthorpe on what I'm told, or led to believe, was I don't want to say ridiculous money, but lots more than he was being offered at York, and he decided to drop back to National North.
Yeah, that's what's happened. That happened.
Yeah, cross comes into the box. Palmer is able to clear, and it's sent forward. I know Scunthorpe wanted to keep hold of him in the summer when he ended up coming to Hartlepool, but he decided to make the move north. Down that left-hand side, cross comes into the box. Headed clear. It is a foul by Dan Oliver. I think Richard Creswell's his agent, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He sure is.
Has he got many players on his books, Cressy?
Well, it's him and Andy Gray.
Andy
Gray at Leeds, so yeah, they've got a few, but they're not. They don't like to go too big, because I like to sort of have that personal touch with the players and the staff. So I know they're not one of them where they want to have hundreds and hundreds of players on the books. And I quite like that about Cressy and Andy as well. 2 good blokes.
Free kick then that Harrison Mail gets ready to take. He's taking his time there. The whistles. The referee blows his whistle, tells him to take it, and now he will do. He's going to get booked here if he's not careful. Harrison Mail. He lays it off to Kitchen instead. Kitchen to Batty. Back to Kitchen. Goes back this time to Palmer. Back once more to Mail. City need the second goal here, because they have been dominant in this game. They should be, if not out of sight, more than 1 goal to the good.
Yeah,
and we always know 1 goal is no safe lead.
I do think that they've done well this second half. They've really put the pressure on, and we've not really been able to get control. And you can see they're going to the full press when Harrison's got the ball now. But speaking to a couple of people who are Hartlepool fans, I said this has been them all season, just a little bit toothless when they've been going forward. So hopefully it stays out here.
No centre forward playing today. In the start, it tells you everything really. I know they've got injuries in certain parts of the field, which is obviously is going to handicap any side, but that sort of tells its own story, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Left hand side, Topper Lodge. He comes infield to Sharon. Sharon goes back to Parks, who arrived at the ground the same time as us actually today in the office, was given the biggest wadge of tickets. He must be in charge of collecting all the tickets for the whole of the squad. They can't have all been for him.
That's a nightmare role for the player, though. An absolute nightmare role. Sometimes we get caught up so much on the tickets that
especially here when we saw all the drama with everyone's tickets today.
No. I didn't think we were getting in, did we?
Kitchen clears his lines downfield. It goes to Boateng.
Well done.
Batty. He gives away possession though. It's won back by Daly for the home team. Good tackle comes in from the side from Palmer on for Dane Oliver, who's gone to the ground. City come forward on the break. It was a great tackle from Palmer. Newby through the centre. And he overruns it, but it's going to fall anyway to Pearce on this left-hand side. Pearce. That was just a strong, fair challenge, from my opinion.
Perfect. I was just going to say, Palmer, you can see, when you watch Palmer live, you can see he does all like the little things really well. I think he's had a good performance today.
Yep.
But it's just his timing of when he steps in front, when to go nick it, when he defends from behind. And that was perfect. He saw it, the pass was under it, and he just stepped in, took the ball, and actually went through the player. But
Newby skips past Miley, gives it to Hunt to the banks and the penalty. Oh, it's one of those little flicks around the corner without really thinking about it, and gives away possession there to Zolly Banks. Now down the left-hand side, Francis can come forward. Fagan Walcott is dragged out there with him. He tries to get past Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott allows him to get into the box, but then great tackle. Malachi just puts his foot out, and Francis is frustrated with himself. Throw into Hartlepool United.
It must be frustrated, Francis, because I would say 9 times out of 10 he would be in a great position and favour himself, but Walcott's just
Do you
in
remember
control.
from back in our day, they all used to sing "You'll never beat Des Walker"?
Yeah.
It's like you'll never beat Malachi in a one-on-one like that. He'll just wait and wait and wait, and then stick his foot out. And again, there you go, and it's going to play for a goal kick.
So.
Fagan Walcott plays it off. Francis, goal kick. Referee gets it right. He is just superb.
Do you know what? It's been a great battle though, and Walcott will come off the pitch and go, do you know what? I've been tested today, but again, he's been on top. I just like how he's so calm and composed, and he backs himself, and he doesn't come across the quickest, does he? It's just his timing of how he moves.
I'm going to make a prediction here. Mayall's going to get booked at some point here. He's taking ages over this goal kick again. He's talking to Palmer. The referee's telling him to get a move on. He's still not really showing as though he wants to. He picked up that yellow card, as we say, down the tunnel, we think, on Tuesday night. So very fortunate not to be sent off after the penalty decision. But he hasn't had a booking yet so far this season, Harrison Mayall, but he's very, very close, surely, to getting one here today with the amount of time he's taking over these goal kicks. Into touch it goes.
I don't know whether it, because he's pointing over to the dugout there, so I don't know whether he's sure in terms of how they want to play out in that situation.
Well, he's put it straight into touch in front of the dugout.
Yeah, and you could see because he had his arms up, so I don't know whether it's that or whether he is just trying to take the sting out of the game. I actually think it's probably the first one. I think he's unsure in terms of how they're playing out against that press. But again, they're still trying to learn a different way of playing, so they are going to come up against these performance problems.
Kitchen makes his first mistake of the afternoon. Short pass to Newby, intercepted by Hartlepool, but they're forced back to Coogan. Now to Ben, infield to Miley to Sharon. Round the corner it goes to Daly. Daly, the former Harrogate Town man, lays it off to Parks in the centre circle, moving the ball from right to left. Off it goes to Topolodge. He's told to get forward by his manager. Topolodge always feels sorry for the players on that left-hand side whenever they're down the same side of the field as their manager, because they've got them in the rear throughout the whole half. And it comes now, deep cross from Sharon. Oh my word, what's he done there? Nathan Sharon straight into the fans behind the goal, completely overhit by a good 20-odd yards.
I think they've been good till they get to that final third at this moment in time, and hopefully it stays that way. But they've controlled like most of this half. They've been pushing York back, but without really creating anything.
Vidane Oliver's having a word with the referee. He's not happy about the time wasting. He thinks there was a foul in the box before when he went to ground, but it was a great tackle. Mayall again told to get a move on by the referee. Palmer takes the goal kick, gives it back to Mayall.
He's going to have to go long here though, and I would go long because they've got equal numbers on that top line.
And again, he's put it straight into touch on the right side. What is he doing, Harrison Mayall? His kicking's gone off a little bit, hasn't it? His distribution, just this last couple of games, it's not quite as steady and as sure as it has been in the past.
I think he's still trying to work out a different way of playing out though, and then when a team goes into like a full press, I don't think he's too sure what he's supposed to do. So he's more concentrating on like the tactical side of it rather than his technique.
Francis skips away from Palmer on that left-hand side. Round the back, he's got Charman at the back stick. Brilliant again from Fagan Walcott.
Absolutely brilliant.
It is absolutely brilliant. The message, though, hasn't got through to all of them if that's what he is trying to do, because Newby's in acres of space on this left-hand side with both arms up having a go at him saying, why haven't you given it to me? Now, if he's been told, surely they've all been told, we're extending it down that right-hand side. Because you wouldn't think so from looking at Alex Newby on this left.
No, and I don't know if the wind's got a factor. I don't know how strong it is out there, so to try and get that flat ball into it. But I would concentrate on drawing them out and just playing that longer one anyway, because if it's equal numbers, you're only waiting for one to drop down and then you can break quickly.
Batty picks it up at the back. Pass. Oh, lovely ball to Banks in between the lines. Banks on the right-hand side. He turns and full 360. Should have fed it to Felix. Felix is asking him why, didn't you? He gives it to Hunt instead. They've moved it across this left-hand side. There's 3 York City players over here. Hunt keeps hold of it. Hunt into the box to Boateng. Boateng pulls it back. Oh, just can't find Pearce. Intercepted. And Hartlepool completely scuffed that clearance straight to Batty. Kitchen to Newby. Newby on the left, dinks it into the box, headed clear by Parks, almost at ground level, only as far as Newby once more. He tries to thread it through, intercepted, and they come forward. Miley, Charman, back it comes to Miley. Boateng follows him. Boateng's all the back of him, but he does enough just to hold him up. That's a nice ball inside to Charman. Charman skips past Batty, and Batty gets caught, goes to ground. Charman takes on the shot, straight down Harrison Mayall's throat once more.
Yeah, entertaining. It looked like 1 minute it looked like we were going to score, and then we just didn't. I think Maynard uses the word lock it up below the ball, which then allowed them to break quickly.
Hartlepool 0, York City 1. It remains 16 minutes to go here on BBC Radio York. Reminder again about the rugby tomorrow. And again, Mayall's put that straight into touch on that right-hand side.
There's something not right. They're having a bit of a go at each other here. I don't know what they're complaining about. They just need to, again, the experienced players now just need to use their experience and just calm everything down a little bit. We're in a good position. We're still winning the game.
So the rugby tomorrow, 2 o'clock kickoff. We're underway at 1. York Knights versus Toulouse in the Championship Grand Final. Football coming up this afternoon. Harrogate Town, they're in action on Monday evening at home to Crewe, so that's what we're bringing you live on Monday night instead of Arzu Dutta. This afternoon, Scarborough Athletic are at Kings Lynn in the 3 o'clock kickoff. Pearce does well to bring it down. Parks gives it away then to Pearce. Pearce is wide right, tries to feed it through to Felix inside him. Good block. Pearce gets back though and wins it back for York City and will recycle it once more to Hunt. Hunt sends it forward to Felix. Felix on the right side again. They're not trying to stop the cross into the box. It comes. In comes the cross. Blocked. Goes behind for another York City corner kick. Their fourth, this second half.
It was just a shame just before that Pearce just didn't see the back post because Boateng and Newby were coming in on looked like a 2v1 situation. But then good play there from Hunt, who just slides it into Felix. Felix gets into the box, tries to go down the outside, but a good block from the Hartlepool defender.
No sign of any of the substitutions yet from either side on that far side of the field. Boateng has gone across again to take this corner kick. Pearce is just doing his laces on the corner of the 6-yard box to hold things up slightly. The York City captain. He's done that now. And it comes now. Left-footed into the middle. Headed clear by Hartlepool. Not great. Not out of the box. The Miley's come across though. Oh, does he run out into touch for another corner? Almost does. Just about keeps it in play and gives away possession on the edge of the box to Hunt. Round the corner it goes to Fagan Walcott. Don't know what Miley was doing there. Hunt can get a cross in. Back Pearce just couldn't control it. Palmer takes the shot. It's blocked. Boateng in the edge of the area. He can't get his shot away. Falls to Batty. Batty takes on the shot. Pulls it to Pearce in the box. Pearce tries to turn Coogan and it goes behind. No, goalkeeper clears. Gathers, I should say. His body's on the floor all over the place here. I think the referee's penalised Pearce as well. And it'll be a free kick to the home team. But first, who's that's down from Hartlepool who's going to need a bit of treatment?
Don't know, it looks like he's in a bit of pain though. He's punching the floor. Or is it in his manhood?
It's Ben, isn't it? It may well be.
I think Pearce will just slightly be a little bit disappointed with that one there because Hunt played a lovely ball in from the right hand side and he had a little bit of space, but he just didn't get his touch right.
His Palmer shot hits him, yeah, and exactly what you suggested.
Yeah, and then it fell to Palmer, and then is it Ben who just took one in the manhood?
Yeah. Hartlepool will now make another change on that far side of the ground. It's Matty Daly that's coming off.
I don't mind Matty Daly. I think he's a good player.
And it's Nathan Ferguson, the former Maidenhead of Wealdstone man. In fact, Stuart Maynard had him at Wealdstone. That comes on in the centre of the park for the home team.
Had a good season last year for Maidenhead, was it?
Yeah, he was at Maidenhead. Spent most of his time down south. Maidenhead, Wealdstone, Southend. A few other places in lower down the leagues, I think, at the start of his career.
Yeah, it's a strange one that he's made his way up here, you know.
Yeah. But with the number 8 as well, I assume he was regarded at the start of the season as a first choice to have been given the number 8 shirt. But for one reason or another, I imagine injuries as well, he's not been featuring regularly. They have it by the corner flag to Hartlepool, and they've won a corner kick on that far side of the ground. Their first of this second half. And a bit of defending this time for York City to do.
Yeah, let's just see if they've sorted this corner set out, because there was a couple of times in the first half where Felix was unsure what he was doing.
Fallowfield and McLaughlin warming up for York City. But now they go back to the bench. Right. Charman, I think, is this over the corner kick? No, it's not. Who's this over the corner? Miley, I think. No, it's not him either.
They're just getting around Harrison here.
And it comes now off. Easy header clear by Banks at the near post. Didn't beat the first man. Disappointing from a Hartlepool perspective. Shocking shouts to one of the Hartlepool fans in front of us. You can understand why he would say that.
Yeah, I think it's against the wind though.
Long deep ball comes into the York City box again. And Harrison Mail takes that and puts it behind. Should have just let that go, Harrison Mail. It was going out for a goal kick. Mail tried to catch it and has then taken it over the goal line. That's a mistake by the York City goalkeeper.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make excuse up, but that wind is strong out there, and I just don't think anyone can assess what's happening. I don't know if that's because sometimes it picks up and it's going over it. I think what he was worried about was the player coming around the back sticks. I think he was like, right, I'm going to catch this and I'm going to deal with the problem.
Hearing, I think the Boston might be 3-1 up at Gateshead in the other 12:30 game in the National League this lunchtime. So Ben's over this corner kick.
Again, they're getting around Harrison again.
Again, to the edge of the box, free shot. So it's completely scuffed that. Miley, edge of the D. City were caught out. It was pulled back to him. He had time to bring it under control, pick out a pass, get a better connection. He's trying to volley it towards goal. It's gone 10 yards wide of goal.
Again, though, like they do get themselves into good areas, but they just seem to tense up a little bit when they get into them areas. We do need to sort this out, though, because that's 3 or 4 times now they've found a spare player on the edge of the box.
Mail clears. Looking for Banks. Flicks off Banks' head, and it's going to be kept in play just by Pearce. Pearce wins a throw into York City. Boateng was the furthest man forward then for York City. So Hartlepool United 0, York City 1. 10 minutes plus injury time to go. City getting ready to make another change on the far side of the field. I think that's Ben Brooks over there that is stripped. Is that Ben Brooks? Throw-in taken down the line to Pearce by the corner flag. Tries to win a corner off his man, but he actually nutmegs Parks. And they have a covering defender as well, and they'll bring it out to the edge of the box to Ferguson. Now sent forward by Topolodge. Palmer wins that header, got up early. Only as far as Ferguson, though, on halfway. He comes in off the left wing, then goes back out there. Felix closes him down and puts it into touch for a throw-in. Double change coming for York City. It's Fallowfield over there that is stripped.
It looks like Fallowfield and Brooks. Is it Brooks?
I thought it was Brooks at first, but I'll tell you in a second. We can't see because they're a little bit lower, aren't they? They've got the roof of the dugout that comes over them, so we don't get a clear view. They're just getting instructions. I think that's from Gary Elphick at the far side of the ground. You can definitely see the number 2. So Ryan Fallowfield's about to come on. City have a throw-in on halfway. Banks does a bit of keepy-uppy, I think, to try and waste a few seconds. The 4th official's there with his board. He's ready, but the York City substitutes are still getting instructions. So City are told to take the throw-in. Back to Fagan Walcott it goes, and then it's Harrison Mail that has it on the edge of his own penalty area. Gives it to Kitchen. Kitchen down the line to Newby. Newby infield to Hunt. He'll play it first time to Boateng. Boateng back to Newby. Back it goes to Hunt. Nice little triangle. Boateng turns away from his man. And now he'll send it forward looking for Pearce. Pearce won't get there before Coogan. Coogan has the decision to make here. And he gives it to midfield. Ben nodded forward by Sharon, gives away possession to Hunt. Now to Banks. Controls it on his chest. Turns. Just can't find Hunt, and it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep momentum going forward there. It was the right idea from Banks there just to play it round the corner for Hunt, but Hunt got blocked off, so it was good defending from Hartlepool.
It is Brooks and Fallowfield that will be on the next time the ball goes dead. Palmer at the back for City. Kitchen.
Interesting to see if they bring Newby off or if they move him into a more central role.
I imagine he'll be coming off, but yep, you're right, it will be interesting. That's not a great header from Coogan. Gives it straight to Batty. Batty to Newby. Back infield to Batty. Hunt's in space and he gives it to Hunt in the centre circle. He can lay it off to Fagan Walcott. That's another good call here to be York City's man of the match, does Fagan Walcott. Hunt. Banks. It's dropped deep. Gives it back to Hunt. Hunt into Boateng. Boateng got the better of Miley, but his touch lets him down. Then Miley wins it back for the home team. He's encouraged forward by the supporters around us. Lays it off into Ferguson, the centre of the field. Boateng does really well to get back there for City. Newby, Batty, he can pick out a forward pass. Sends it out to the right hand side, looking for Felix. Felix slips, Topolodge wins his header. Infield it goes to Sharon. Now to Miley. He's got time to turn and spend it to the left hand side. Over the head of Verdane Oliver, easily dealt with once more by Fagan Walcott, but not the greatest header clearance by the former Cardiff man. Now it goes out the left hand side. He comes in field, there's Francis. Francis tries to thread it through, completely over here. He's another confidence player. Look at him throwing his arms around there.
Yeah, you can just... It's a
follow through goal kick.
They're just frustrated because they're not creating anything when they get into them final third. I think now for York, I think it's a case of seeing it through and try to get away from this game here with 3 points.
So Brooks is the first man that's coming on, and it is for Newby, so straight swap. The goal scorer goes off. And then Fallowfield is going to come on, I think, for Joe Felix. Yep. Second game in a row that Joe Felix hasn't lasted the full 90.
I mean, this shouldn't change the balance at all. Yeah, it shouldn't change the balance. It should stay the same.
City have a goal kick. Referee blows his whistle. The play gets back underway. Downfield it goes. Parks, poor clearance from him, but he's fortunate to find a white shirt in the centre of the park. Verdane Oliver can't get the better of Ash Palmer again. He apologises. Just doesn't look at it, Verdane Oliver, does he, so far? Not 100% fit.
No, and every time the ball goes in there, Palmer's just getting touch tight and he's just giving a little nudge before, so, you know, Palmer's using his experience up against him at this moment in time.
That's good play from Top Lodge under pressure to find Benin. Lots of space on this right-hand side, on halfway. He's gone back to his defender to Coogan, but that's not going to please the locals. And then that's a aimless ball forward from Coogan. City are able to clear, pushing the back there of Pearce. Falls to Boateng. Boateng is almost through on goal this left-hand
really
side.
well.
He might be able to get a shot away. He tries to dink across to the back post instead, overhit, and Banks won't get there. And he goes behind for a goal kick, a waste from Boateng. Puts his hands on his head. It was neither a shot nor a cross.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great ball into Pearce. Pearce just took it down with his chest and took one in from the back. I think Max came through the back of him, but Boateng flicks it forward, gets down the side. Do you know, I'd like to see him have a shot there.
I would.
Especially after his last shot.
With his left foot, it's on the left side.
Yeah, just go across. I think he's just trying to dink it to the back post.
Fallowfield, lovely ball to Pearce. Curled ball over the top of Parks. Pearce lays it off to Boateng. Can defend it back to Pearce. Edge of the penalty. He's not closed down, Ollie Pearce.
Nice.
Round the corner to Banks. Tight angle. Pulls it across face goal. Tap it. 2-0! At the back post. There we have it. That should be game, set and match. It's Ben Brooks with a tap in from 6 inches. Lovely move from York City. They finally have daylight. It should be the win they deserve. Hartlepool 0. York City 2.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And do you know what? That is fantastic, because it's been run of play. They've had the sort of majority of this half in terms of like the possession, but great little play there. I think it was Pearce who reversed the ball with Banks overlapping, and then Banks just puts it right across the goal line. And was it Brooks who come in at the back post to tap it in? Brilliant, great play. And that's been clinical.
I'm assuming it's Brooks got the final touch. It could have come off Ben. They both get there at the same time. Brooks will be the one that's credited with the goal. I'm sure he will. Great for him. Huge confidence booster for him as well. His first goal for York City. And that should hopefully settle any nerves that there could have been as the Hartlepool fans start to head for the exits all around us.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I think there was just so many good little bits in there. Like I think the reverse pass from Pearce, Banks with the overlap, and then the ball across from Banks. So hard to defend. So hard to defend is that.
On goal? He's in front of Brooks, isn't he? I think it might be an own goal.
I'll go Brooks.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He got caught up actually in the back of the net with his boots as well, did Brooks.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted to get off and celebrate, but
although it wouldn't go down as an own goal, would it? It would be a Banks goal because it's on target.
Yeah.
So, you got a choice of 3 there. If anyone's watching the stream, tell us who you think it was that got the final. Who's going to be credited with that goal? Banks, own goal, or Brooks? We'd like it to go to Brooks. Will it though? 81333 on the text. Start your message with the word York. 8,321 333 on WhatsApp. Start your message. And they've pulled the goal back here of Hartlepool as City got round the back. Palmer couldn't hold off his man, and Verdane Oliver's drilled it across Harrison Mayle into the bottom right hand corner. It was just one ball down this right hand side. It fed in. He's been turned as Palmer, and 30 seconds from the kick-off, they've got a goal back here of Hartlepool United. The game isn't over. Hartlepool 1, York City 2.
Yeah, the first bit was good. He got the first contact, but it looked like he got caught the opposite side, and he's just rolled him, and Palmer's had to give up on it. So you see, he's got the first contact there, which was good defending, but then it's just bounced off a player, and he's got rolled.
It's Batty who plays it. Palmer gets the first touch, and it bounces back then off Batty. He gets turned by Verdane Oliver, does Palmer, and he ticks it really, really nicely, I have to say, the former York City striker. And out of nowhere, the home side have a lifeline.
I've just made a change as well. Who's that? Is that Pearce off for Sinclair?
Sinclair's come on, and it is Ollie Pearce that's gone off.
So we've got no forward now? Just having a look. Like Sinclair's out on that right hand side, but that's
and he's given away a free
plays.
kick straight away as Sinclair on that far side. Well, they've probably deserved a goal for their overall output across the 90 of Hartlepool. Maybe not in this second half, where Harrison Mayle hasn't had much to do. But this would be a massive giveaway if York City can't see this out. And Hartlepool will now make a change as well. Suddenly the crowd are coming back in that far corner when they were heading for the exits.
Yeah, we just need to use the experience now through the squad. I'm just looking at, is it Sinclair as a 9 at this moment in time? Looks like it to me.
Or Boateng. But yeah, I think it's Sinclair. They've made a change. The striker's come on here. Johnson has come on.
Yeah, they're going for it. I think.
Did you see who he's gone off for?
No, I didn't see. It looks like they're going 2 forwards. So they're going to go 4 up top and going to try put the pressure on now. We just need to use our experience and just sort of take this thing out the game.
Is it Charman? Where's Charman? No, he's on that far side, isn't he? Not sure who he's come on for here. Jermaine Francis is still on. Ferguson in the centre of the park is still on. Is it Sharon?
Yeah, might be.
It's one of the midfielders, isn't it? The deep line midfielders that's come off.
Yeah, it's Miley's still there.
Yeah, I think it's Nathan Sharon that's come off. And Danny Johnson comes on for him. Here's the additional time. Just the 4 minutes of added time. That's I think that's possibly a little bit short from what you would be expecting, because there's been a bit of time wasting going on, all the substitutions as well. City have the ball by the corner flag. Sinclair tries to hold it up, tries to win a corner, puts it in, and Coogan will be able to clear. Coogan downfield onto the head of Fagan Walcott. Into midfield it goes to Ferguson. They'll come forward in injury time here. Across to Francis it goes. Francis comes in field. Francis skips past Brooks. Brooks gets back in. Francis to this right hand side to Ben. Francis had a new lease of life. Ferguson goes back to Parks. Parks to the left hand side to Topolodge. Well, it's not Sharon, is it? Sharon's still on, so it must have been Miley who's gone off. Is it? Cross comes in from Topolodge.
Yeah,
Palmer misses it. Johnson edge of the area. Good tackle from Brooks, who wins the ball. Verdane Oliver slips on the ball 20 yards from goal. Picked up once more by Sharon. Sharon left side. Lays it off once more to Topolodge. In comes the cross once more. Good header cleared by Batty. Appeals for a penalty. Around the back. They're in the middle here. City's struggling to clear their lines. It bobbles around. Brooks puts it behind for a corner kick. Panic stations at the back from York City.
Yeah, it was just a bit scruffy that one. It started off there. Bats literally got caught in between in terms of clearing it or heading it. And it literally just fell in between and it bounced down. I don't know why he's not had a shot. And he's drilled it right across goal and we just scrambled again and just got it out for a corner.
And with the corner, free header into the arms of Mail. Charman got across his man at the near post. Mail, good positioning.
Just relax.
Are you trying to tell Mail to, or are you trying to convince yourself?
Myself, I think.
Long ball downfield, straight into touch on that right hand side once more from Harrison Mail.
I don't think Brooks needs to go forward. I think Brooks just needs to stay part of a back five here, because they're just leaving 4 players up at this moment in time and they're banging it long and they're causing problems.
Charman cut out by Fallowfield, going to be held up by Boateng, who tries to flick it over Ben and get on his own ball. He manages to do so brilliantly. Boateng play it down the line and he does. Sinclair, can he get there? He can't. Just not enough of an angle really to put Sinclair through there from Boateng. There was an opportunity if he got it first time. All the way through to the goalkeeper it goes. He lays it off to Parks. Just under 2 minutes of the additional 4 to go. City just 2-1 up now. Parks sends it forward. Long diagonal ball to this right hand side. Headed clear by Kitchen. Batty, edge of the area, turns and just belts it back upfield where it's just come from. Parks is going to let that run into touch, far side of the field. Defensive third throw-in for the home team. They've waltzed all the way back to their goalkeeper. Joe Alves, the York City assistant manager, giving instructions. Goalkeeper clears long again down the centre of the field. It's not pretty now from Hartlepool, but who can blame them? It's what they need to do. Fagan Walcott wins the challenge 3 or 4 times there, and then he's fouled as well. Yeah, the referee gives York City the decision. He is so good.
Yeah, no, really good. Like, not only has he just won first contact, he's got his body in, and then he skipped past the challenge and got a foul. That just takes a lot of pressure off York, so very, very good there. Just keeping an eye on Kitchen there, because he was hobbling a little bit after that header. So I don't know if he's just tweaked his ankle a little bit.
I think he's fine. He's an experienced defender.
Just drop this in the corner.
Fagan Walcott, that's what he tries to do. Parks gets the better of Sinclair. Not a greatest header clear though. Hunt gives away possession to Sharon. Oh, then Banks. What's he done there?
He didn't need to, did he?
Straight through the back of the player. So he's given a free kick deep in their own half where they're going absolutely nowhere. Ollie Banks. That's crazy from an experienced professional footballer.
Just needs to keep the pressure on him facing the touchline.
Free kick taken now, long. Palmer does well to win that header. Falls to Hunt. He's got space to give Sinclair 1-on-1 if he wants to take on Parks. He would have the pace to beat him. They're getting men back now. City's trying to send forward. City on the break. Sinclair holds on to it on that right hand side. Are they going to try and get a third?
5v4?
Boateng, yeah. If City want to move it into the centre, they can do, but they don't. They go back to the corner flag with Sinclair, who's trying to eke out the seconds here. Sinclair comes in field to Boateng. Boateng to Banks. Banks, nice ball across here to Brooks. Brooks lets it come across his body. Wasn't aware that the defender was there. Referee blows the full-time whistle. York City get their 3 points. The crowd behind that goal, all of them celebrating, arms in the air. City get the 3 points they deserve, but it was a little bit more nervy towards the back end of that game than it really should have been. It finishes Hartlepool United 1, York City 2, but another great 3 points for Stuart Maynard's side.
Yeah, I think it's a massive 3 points, and we did say on the car on the way up, it wasn't too fussed about the performance level, it was just about getting the points on the board, and I think majority of the first half, I think they controlled it. Credit to Hartlepool for the second half. They really had a good go. Listen, I think York just used their experience there just to see it out and take all 3 points.
Standout performance again though at the back in a game where City have had quite a few chances. Fagan Walcott, just superb. He is so calm.
Yeah, again though, you could look at all three and they all had a decent game, but Walcott, when it just comes down to it in terms of the 1v1 duels, he's just got a little bit of everything. He's so calm, composed, and just that one right at the end there where he's won first contact, skipped out the pressure and got a free kick for York. Everything he does is top draw.
Decent performance from York City. Cracking afternoon out for the 774 York City fans behind that goal. It finishes here at Victoria Park. A much needed 3 points for York City and Stuart Maynard. Hartlepool United 1, York City 2.
On BBC Sounds. Savings, credit cards, car finance reclaiming, insurance, investing, power of attorney, decision, indecision, analysis, paralysis. Don't panic. The Martin Lewis podcast is now twice weekly, helping you navigate our complex consumer world. In one, I'll walk you through a big money-saving topic step by step. Then, in the new Question Time, you set the agenda and ask whatever's on your mind, within reason. The Martin Lewis podcast, now twice weekly. Listen on BBC Sounds.
Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
So full-time at Victoria Park and it's finished Hartlepool United 1, York City 2. City back to winning ways. Alex Newby with his 4th goal of the season and a tap-in from Ben Brooks. Looking at the official ticker, it has been credited to Ben Brooks for that goal. Hartlepool pulled back a consolation goal via the former City striker Verdane Oliver. So let's hear those goals again.
Newby, he gives it to Felix for the shot, blocked. Oh, no, fresh air shot. Now it's going to be shot. It goes. It's been scored. Newby puts it over the line. They couldn't keep it out. That's the goal that York City had thought they'd have before now. They finally do get the goal. It's probably the goal they deserve. Hartlepool United 0, York City 1. Alex Newby with his 4th of the season. Curled ball over the top of Parks. Pearce lays it off to Boateng. Can defend it back to Pearce. Edge of the penalty. It's not closed down, Ollie Pearce.
Nice.
Round the corner to Banks. Tight angle. Pulls it across face goal. Tap it. 2-0. At the back post. There we have it. That should be game, set and match. It's Ben Brooks with a tap in from 6 inches. Lovely move from York City. They finally have daylight. It should be the win they deserve. Hartlepool 0, York City 2.
So reaction coming from Stuart Maynard. We will bring that to you shortly on BBC Radio York Sport. It'll be available via the BBC Sounds page, the club feed page for York City. We'll also play it when we have a look back at the day's action after 5 o'clock. Elsewhere, further down the footballing pyramid today in the Northern Counties East League Premier Division, Knaresborough Town travel to Handsworth. Pickering Town host Thackley at Mill Lane. In Division 1, Harrogate Railway welcome Athersley Recreation to Station View. At Selby Town face Wakefield just 4 days after the departure of manager Ryan Cooper and Nigel Danby. So defenders Ryan Gothard and Fabian Bailey will take charge of the team for today's match. And Northallerton Town are also at home in the Northern League with Wickham the visitors. So we'll keep an eye on all of those games throughout the afternoon here on BBC Radio York. Let's just run you through some of the full-time results elsewhere. I've just been waiting for the full-time whistle to be sounded at Ellen Road. As it stands, 6 minutes into injury time, it's Leeds United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2. Full time though in the Championship, 1-1 it finished between Blackburn Rovers and Stoke City, and Hull City managed to hang on at home to get a 1-0 win over Sheffield United. Sheffield Wednesday though, not a great day for them at Hillsborough. It's into injury time, 6th minute of injury time, in fact the 7th minute now of injury time at Hillsborough, and it is Sheffield Wednesday 0 and Frank Lampard's Coventry City 5 in that one. So a tough day at Hillsborough. League One, it's finished Doncaster Rovers 1, Burton Albion 1. Burton Albion getting a goal back in that one to hold on and get a draw away at the Eco Power. Wycombe Wanderers 2, Barnsley 2 it finished, and the results in League 2 finished MK Dons 3, Gillingham 2. Gillingham with back-to-back defeats there in League 2 under Gareth Ainsworth after Harrogate Town ended Gillingham's unbeaten run. Newport County 0, Swindon Town 1. And in the National League, they're still playing at the International Stadium between Gateshead and Boston United, but it is currently Gateshead 1, Boston United 3 in that one. We will bring you the build-up for Scarborough Athletics shortly, but let's just get a check on the roads. where it is slow on the A1 into the roadworks at Wentbridge. In York, there's the usual congestion on the York Outer Ring Road at the Haxby Road roundabout, meaning a travel time of around 10 minutes along there. In Scarborough, it's slow on the A64 Seymour Road around the Queen Margaret's roundabout. On public transport, there are delays of up to 15 minutes and some cancellations on Northern between Shipley and Skipton because of earlier emergency services dealing with an incident. There's no service on cross country between Leeds and York, and a reduced service at Leeds and at Wakefield Westgate because of engineering works, and buses are running instead of trains on Northern between Leeds and York and between Leeds and Selby because of engineering works as well. There are some roadworks to look out for as well. Temporary lights on Gatherley Road between Skeby and Brompton on Swale because of telecoms cables. You can get in touch if you see anything out and about on the roads and you want to get in touch and let us know about it on the roads in North Yorkshire or the railways indeed, with a difficult day of travel with the wet and windy conditions. The number you need for us is 0800 111 48 49. So full time at Victoria Park, where it's finished Hartlepool United 1, York City 2, but we're not done for today. There's still another live commentary to bring you here on BBC Radio York.
BBC Radio York Sport. Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
And after 14 days without a game, Scarborough Athletic take to the field again, looking to continue their 8-game unbeaten run in the National League North.
With his in-swinger, and Thornton's there! And it's the same situation as last season. Will Thornton from a set piece against Oxford City. It has been coming in this department. They've had a bucket load of chances from corners and free kicks, and the centre half back in the team is on the score sheet. Scarborough Athletic 1, Oxford City 0.
Well, that good form has earned Scarborough Athletics' Jonathan Greening another nomination for Manager of the Month, along with Luca Colville, who's up for Player of the Month award for September.
He goes under the radar a bit because one game he's playing number 10, one game he's playing right wing, one game he's playing left wing, one game he's playing left back, one game he's playing striker. But the good thing about him is he can play every single position, and he's probably one of the best players on the pitch. And sometimes it's probably not fair to him, I don't think he's had a season with us where he's played his probably number one position for 46 games in a row. He's just one of those guys who'll fill in anywhere for you. He's absolutely priceless. So I'm really pleased for Luca, who deserves it.
Well, today the Sea Dogs have made the long trip to Norfolk to face a Kings Lynn side whose manager James Rowe has resigned amid off-the-field issues, so they have caretaker Joe Simpson in charge. Watching for us at the Walk Stadium is James Fletcher.
Thanks, Pete. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, here in Norfolk, where the Sea Dogs will end up walking on air with a victory today if the wind keeps away from us this afternoon. Only South Shields are the side which Scarborough Athletic can look up to in the National League North. Kings Lynn Town sit 9th and have, as you say, an interim boss in charge following the resignation of James Rowe. For Scarborough this afternoon, they've made 2 changes. The highlight in the back line is that Will Thornton is on his 200th appearance. There's a change of shape which we'll go through in a moment, but I'll give you a quick run through of the 11. It's Whitley in goal, Duckworth, Thornton, Brown, with Waldron and Colville, Wiles, Perver, Tieran Green, Walker up front. 2 changes as Rio Allen drops to the bench. Completing the bench is Maloney, Allen, Chapman, Myers and Romero.
Thank you to James Fletcher. It's a match that you can listen to on all frequencies and online via BBC Sounds app from 3 o'clock. And then from 5 o'clock, you can have your say on all of the day's action, be you York City or be you Scarborough Athletic, here on BBC Radio York Sport.
The atmosphere here is electric.
BBC Radio York Sport. Every game live.
That keeps Harrogate Town in the Football League. Sensational goal. What a belter! Have a free kick.
And getting you closer to your club.
They didn't know what day it was and didn't know who we were playing. It does bother you that, as a manager.
Everyone's going to be needed. My job as a manager is to make sure that I manage that, because collectively we can have success.
We are looking for players, we are looking for bargains, and then, we'll see what happens.
Have your say.
Never in doubt.
Weeknights from 6.
BBC Radio York.
BBC Radio York Sport, Pete Spencer with you in the studio. As ever, your opinions and messages are always welcome. You can text us on 81333. Start that message with the word York. You can send us a WhatsApp on 08000 321 333. And again, start that WhatsApp message with the word York, and it'll